Welcome to Liberal 12th Man Show. I am Liberal 12th Man. We are at the airport here, ready to fire up this live bird, try to shoot down some of this nonsense that was being spoken on some of our brother and sister stations or channels. I have the Irishman with us today. The Irishman, Brian, how are you doing?
Good as always. Cade Mila Falcha.
Yeah. We're doing a little bit of kind of like a fallout of yesterday. We had we were sharing some time with some of the brethren, and this question got posed about Salah, and it kind of like poked a lot of different buttons on some people. Big ups to Barry. Oh man, it's very dog. If you have time, man, definitely. You can definitely join this conversation if you like, and be that side of the equation if you want to be. Definitely, just text me or hit me up if you want to be a part of the conversation. But big up, and I hope that you're doing well. By the way, I hope that you're doing well on the East Coast there. I know that a lot of us have different opinions on our Egyptian king at the very moment, at least as to whether he is in form, whether he is, whether it's worth trying to reinvest in him, and by getting what I mean by reinvest, by getting us a extension on his contract as it nears the last year of his contract. I just don't know what's going on, man. Irishman, tell me. Tell me what's good.
It's a product of a lot of talk that's been kind of building up maybe the last 4 or 5 games. Not so much since the injury, but just general performances. The goals have been there, so there was a little bit of, there was a little bit of trash being talked. There was a little bit, what's the word? Discombobulation with his performances, and it's built up and it's built up and it's built up, and then he gets taken off, and I mean,
which is surprising.
It was a strange
very
decision.
Surprising.
Yeah. It was a really strange decision to see him getting taken off like that, and I think it has reached the peak and it's reached a crescendo now where people are going to say, some people seem to think, well, it would appear some people have lost patience with him for a start. I'd say that's for a start.
Good word. It's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
I don't see a lack of contribution. I don't see a lack of effectiveness overall. Yeah, he's had a couple of poor shots in every game in the last week. They've been very frustrating to watch, but he's still scored. Game. It's
bottom line is he's still scored. Yes.
He's putting up the numbers. He's doing his job at the end of the day. Is it the Mo of 4 years ago? Hell no. Court, Jesus, it's a different kind of Mo. But let's not forget as well that he's also playing with a bunch of new teammates.
Yeah.
One thing that I seem to notice as well, and I don't know if this is true or not. Hey, look, this could be fucking right for all I know, right? But that people are saying, I think it's a little bit of an coping mechanism here for some people. Is they're saying that the reason their favorite player isn't doing so well is because Mo gets all the ball. So the reason Diaz isn't doing so well is because, it's Mo has all the ball. Or Nunes isn't doing too well. Mo has all the ball. And so it's kind of gone from not only is he not performing well, he's also dragging our team down with him.
Right. That's the narrative that's being spoken on nowadays. Yeah.
And again, he's dragged us all the way down to top of the league, so okay.
Yeah. That's definitely one way to put it. Yeah, I mean, look, it could be reactionary bias. I mean, look, 2 games ago, I was in full belief that the goal was in loading mode, so much that I called on Salah to eventually score. I was out there saying, I think he's going to eventually score. He's going to get this. However, I just didn't know if waiting for him to do so was prudent, and we have other resources that could get us there without force feeding Mo. I suggested a sub, so Klopp stayed true to form, and he kept Mo on like we normally see him do so, I'm going to continue my rant, but I'm going to bring Zabiri in here too, so you can at least join the forum here. You got the Colonel Zabiri. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How you guys doing? Big up,
All right,
Brian.
Shabby. I'm good, man. Hope you're well.
Yeah.
That's you, right, Brian? Because you named the Irishman, man. I like
yeah.
Yeah, we've had a rebrand over here, you know. Got a
Oh,
rebrand.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man. We got I like the top, by the way. I like the jacket. That's
Smart.
inspired.
Very smart.
Yeah. I'm gonna start supporting the man them. Well, not the man them, but the club and the team a little bit more. You know.
Yeah. I like
I've
it.
been hesitant. I was hesitant in the Stevie days, but kind of regret it. You know. So now I'm just gonna go do it. Gonna go do it, man.
Right.
Isn't Salah your guy though? 12.
Oh, certainly. I mean, like, look, Salah is like I've been, and Brian can say this too. He's been on the watch alongs. We've been doing a little chopping it up on different forums. I've been somewhat. I hold him to a high bar because he's Salah. You know, like guys, and he's my guy. But I will be, unlike what people think, I will be critical of him when he can be frustrating. In the sense of he's such a dynamic force, but we had like first at that time we had 12 shots on goal. I was like, wow, I think that we're trying to get him his goal, but maybe we can like go other directions to try to get it. We don't have to always go through him as being the focal point of those like efforts, you know. And I mean, like, I don't know if Pops is still doing his show actually, but when I was on the Beijing Reds watch along, I was saying that reaction, I think it was, I was even saying, I believe Salah, I believe in Salah, but there are times when he can be frustrating. I think that there's certain players get more leeway than other players when it comes to the interactions of the fan base with what Brian just said, which is their patience. You know, like as in you'll see, oh, Diaz can't score, Diaz can't do this, Diaz can't do that, but that's off of like four shots, 3 shots, maybe like 50 touches, 40 touches. Whereas when you go Salah's getting 80 touches, 90 touches, you know, sometimes 70, 80 to 90 touches, and he's getting, you know, 6, 7, 8, maybe if not 12 shots, as I just mentioned. It's an amazing. It's sometimes I don't think people use the same parameters when evaluating these players, and that's something I'm kind of like at ends with. Is he? And it's not even really about him being my guy, too. By the way, too. Like I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to like be on the defense button.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to figure out where you're at before I start unloading. You know.
So I know I saw that you said that you wanted that you're on the yes man, sell them quick tip. You know,
I've been on that 2 summers ago.
Yeah. Okay. See, I just think that you don't. I think you spoke about Steven Gerrard, and I'm gonna let you, and I'm gonna let Brian chime in on this. You spoke about Steven Gerrard. And you spoke about how, like, you know, that time and era, you like, you know, you're trying to get back to, like, you're buying the merch now. You're trying to, you know, you're getting into it because you missed out on that opportunity. Watching a legend, when you have a legend in the fold, sometimes we take it for granted. We have an absolute legend. Okay. And I think he's one of the most underrated and undervalued legends of our modern era, I believe, is Salah. Go ahead. Oh, wow. Okay. A lot there to dissect. Okay. I think he is. I think he truly is.
All right.
Let's hear it.
Has he? All right. This gonna be tough, but like I said, I'm glad that he's not your boy, so you're not gonna be on the too much of a defense. But let's be honest, in context, right? Context is key.
Mm-hmm.
We brought this guy in, and we had a legendary Premier League player in Mane already, quickest hat trick in Premier League history. So that's a legend status right there. So we bring Mane in, and we force him to the left to accommodate Salah.
Right.
In his first season, Salah has been wasteful from day one till now. The only reason we let the wastefulness slide, he scored 44 goals all comps. And then we're like, you could have had 80, but 44 is good, right? Let's be honest. Let's not sugarcoat this. Let's be honest.
Mhm.
So we'll let
Let's
him
hear it.
slide with the 44. The second season, he was still on pens, and he joined top goal scorer with Mane. On the left, remember, this is the guy I said was already a Premier League legend for the fastest hat trick. Salah's taking pens, not even passing to homeboy, and they joined top goal scorer. Still very wasteful, more wasteful than Mane. But because he scored a 44, we forgot that he could have had 80, and we're like, all right, let him slide. Now his wastefulness and his conversion is steadily decreasing. He's probably wasting even more than back then, converting less. He's on 16 goals in a Prem, 4 pens. So if you take the pens off, man's just on 12 goals from open play.
It's 25%. His conversion rate this season is 25%.
All I'm trying to say is Nunes is on 11 goals.
Just throwing out the number.
I appreciate that. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying, when you have a bad boy striker, marquee guy, 25% ain't good enough, bro. And it was never good enough for us. It's the fact that
it drops to 23% in the league, which is tied with the top scorer, Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland's conversion rate in the league is 23%. So is Salah's.
Haaland ain't. That's a conversation for a different day.
But
Listen,
just for context, yeah, just throwing.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference between Haaland and Salah. Haaland is a striker who probably get about less than 50 touches in some games. Salah is not a striker, so he's not a standalone striker up there. Man is a right winger. So our build-up play is supposed to be going through this guy. What is his assist number? So it's not like he's creating a shit ton. It's not like he's converting a shit ton. The slack you can allow a man like Haaland, bro, Haaland is not even involved in some of these play. Haaland will be standing up there all game and get like 5 chances and tuck in 1. So that's 20% right there just off that one game. Salah will be all over the game, bro, just running into man shin pads all game for 75, 85 minutes. Gets a pen and gets a goal, and we're like, he got 2 goals. That's been Salah's story from day one all the way up to here. So the only thing I'm saying to him, does he have legendary numbers for the club? Sure. But let's not act like man was just cooking on some legendary stuff, bro.
You're right.
He's not like a legend like Neymar or Messi where we can be like, yo, them man run the game. Salah doesn't run games, bro.
Okay, so with you saying that, let me say this. I know people are going to go, the eye testing or blah, blah, blah. Look, the stats are just something that I put out there because it's one of the few things that we can all agree on. A stat is a stat. What we can twist and turn it into, that's neither here nor there. I'm just trying to get across. These are the basic numbers. And his current season statistics for this year are that he's doing 40 out of 27 goals, or 48% of he's impacting goals of 27 goals. 48% of our goals have been impacted by him in essence. 56% of the of our assists have been a part of his direct inclusion. Okay, so he's got I think he's got like 16 assists or something like that. He has 42 matches played, 42 matches, 3,100 minutes, something like that. It's a lot of minutes played, and he had like 2 yellow cards. But I get that people might say, oh well, the goals and assists. I've always been told goals and assists are currency. If that's the case, he's got plenty in the bank to say that he's contributing and making a contribution. And he does get the goals when we need them. Like I said, the reason I brought up the game, not last game, but 2 games ago, the reason why I brought that up was because I myself was like, okay, if you're not going to give us those other attributes that some of the other players are putting out there, the tracking back, the excessive pressing and such, okay, fine, but you then have to do what you're getting paid to do, and that is score. Bottom line, score. And he did. And he put me to say, hey, hands up. That's what we want. That's what we need out of you. If we weren't getting that, it'd be a different story. But we are getting that.
Can I ask you a question, though? So I think he started about 22, 23, somewhere around their games.
Yeah.
He only has 23 successful dribbles. So your
Wait,
winger for
say that one more
90
time.
minutes,
Say it one more time. You broke up a little bit.
he's only averaging 23. He's only averaging one dribble per 90 minutes. One
Mhm,
successful dribble per 90 minutes. How is that
mhm.
good for your most creative player or a winger? A winger stats, bro. You want to have more successful dribbles than that, bro. So all I'm trying to say is his number is the only thing that's giving him the cushion that he rightly deserved. But at the end of the day, we cannot hang our hat on it. Because my biggest gripe, 12 man, is a lot of
Mhm.
Liverpool fans will push the chest out and talk about how big we are. And to be that big of a club, you got to be operating on 9s out of 10 and 10 out of 10.
Mhm.
But regularly, we accept mediocre at our level. We cannot accept this, bro. And let's be honest, if we're setting a bar high for our legend, why is our legend only averaging one successful dribbles per game? That's not legendary numbers. That's not legendary numbers. Let's be
I
honest.
but his game has changed.
But 12, whether his game was changed, it's not like he was doing it in the past 2 seasons either. So that's what I'm saying. The number has glossed over the fact that this guy, even though his numbers is creeping into legendary status, bro, he
Creeping.
was never. It's creeping in there, bro. It's creeping in there.
Come
Let's be
on,
honest.
bro.
I mean, he's not Liverpool,
We did a quiz, Brian. I did a quiz with Brian,
but
and like,
he's not Liverpool top goal scorer, and he's not
but
Liverpool
he's
top
the top
assist.
five. He's in the top
But
five.
but that's what
For
I'm saying. Creeping in ain't there. He's not like the best player Liverpool had.
oh, on.
But
Okay. Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead, Brian. You want to respond to what he has, what the Colonel's saying?
yeah, Colonel, where look, you're saying is the biggest. It's very the conversation seems to be, and not just you, Zubier. It's like, oh, he scored 250 goals for Liverpool. Yeah, forget that. Yeah, I get he scored 250 goals. Yeah, but this and that and this and that. And we're putting like the major, most important thing in a box to the side and saying, yeah, we get that, but we don't, that doesn't matter. We're rewriting history a little bit. If you want to let the dude go, let the dude go. But to say that, like he's never been a dribbler, the guy has scored every single, I mean, the season in, season out, he's top scorer for us almost. Like the thing I get, like everyone's always said about Salah, it's like, bloody hell, the guy, like he scored 3 goals, but actually, if you watch the game, he could have had 6 or 7. So, yeah, but nobody ever gets 6 or 7. Like if he was to score, yeah, he scored 40. Oh, he could have had 80. Yeah, he could have had, but nobody ever scores 80. That just shows you how many chances the guy gets. I think you're pulling it apart a tiny bit just to oh, he's only has one dribble. Dribbling's never been his game. His game. He doesn't look like an
No, dribble.
assister.
No, Brian. See,
No,
that's where
beating
you
men.
guys are moving the goalposts, bro.
No, but
This
hang
guy
on,
was
Zubi,
touted as
you,
the Egyptian Messi in 2014, bro.
who, just because someone called him the Egyptian Messi, that's
No.
what I'm
I'm
saying.
not
He's
talking
never
about what
been a
somebody called
dribbler.
him. That was his game, bro. That's always been his
Yeah,
game.
he could do it, but he was never like his game
Bro, what are
was.
you
He
talking
wasn't.
about, bro? Man
He
sitting
wasn't.
at
He wasn't
Watford
like
defense,
Hazard.
City defense, Spurs defense. He was twisting man up, bro. I'm not marking him down for dribbling now. I'm just trying to show you that he was at a certain level, and 2 seasons ago he's been dropping off. And that's why I'm like, if you're dropping, I'll sell you. I'm not discrediting his goals, but let's not act like we're watching these games and like, yo, Salah is tearing up these games and bossing these games. No one is taking his goals away, but let's not act like he's been exciting to watch, bro. Bro, that's the
That's
frustrating
what I'm
thing.
saying. If you want to
So,
talk
so
about
we can't say we're ignoring it. We're just saying, bro, you've gotten the numbers. Salute you for the numbers. But, bro, let's be honest. We're tired of watching you for 70 minutes and not doing shit. And then pop up with 2 goals, and we're supposed to act like you not being in the game for 70 minutes is okay. Brian, it's not okay. That's all we're saying. If anyone is saying something similar, that's what we're saying. It's not okay, bro, because we're carrying you for 70 minutes just so you can turn up at the end of the game, bro. What does that do for the team? That doesn't do much for the team, bro. We've been running around. I hear Steven Nichols said it in the last game that he thought Klopp would have left Salah on because Salah can get goals. And yeah, he knows that Salah doesn't get involved for 65, 70 minutes, but he gets goals. Like, bro, do you hear how we're moving the goalpost for one guy? We're saying leave one man on the pitch for 90 minutes, even though we know he's not going to contribute for the first 60 minutes. Like, that is how far we're going to accommodate this guy. All I'm saying, if we're going that far to accommodate him, then we can't be a big club. Because imagine if we're going that far for every other player. We won't be this big club that we all say we are. If we're this big club, we have to look at man and go, bro, your numbers are great, but we need people in the game from the first whistle to the final whistle. You can't just be turning up when the defender's legs are gone. Because the statistic will show he only turns up at the end of the game. Is that a coincidence, 12? It's not like he's turning up in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, but what have we been doing all season? We've been shit in the first half and good in the second half. It's the whole team.
Well, maybe if he turned up in the first 30 minutes, we wouldn't be shit. So there's a direct correlation to us starting games poorly and finishing them strong. Because he's the only one finishing the game strong.
There's only one man on the pitch, is what you're saying to me. If it's up to the team to start games strong, you said it's up to the team it's up to the team to start games strong. Look, I'm not going to argue and say Salah is peak Salah at his best right now. I said this 10 minutes ago. He is not. He's not Salah from 4 years ago. He's not the same guy that, yeah, you could see him occasionally beat a few players, scoring a lot more, much more. But these days now, he's one of the few people that we can actually trust in most games to get us a goal. And that shit is priceless, especially in a title run. I'm not trying to ignore him or give him a free pass. I'll sit there and say, the other day, I was taking them all off, man. I was against Sheffield United. I would have taken every single one of them off if I could have replaced them.
You want to give you a key fact here, Brian, and just to rebuttal something you said real quick about trusting him with goals. Minamino, top goal scorer in both competition, got benched, and we bring in Salah in those two finals 0-0. This is the guy you're trusting with goals. The guy you're trusting with goals does not score in finals.
How many goals has he scored for Liverpool?
In finals, we're talking about these big moments now.
We're
talking about big moments. No, what I'm talking about, the big moments when it really mattered. And that's, for me, this guy will never top Stephen G, because Stephen G scored in every single final there is.
That's not the question.
And this is a top goal scorer, and he can't score in a final. When it really matters, he can't score. Man doing the Hurricane versus Macedonia and Moldova settings, just racking up goals when it doesn't matter. That's the point I'm trying to say. We played who we played in the last final that we won. How much goals did Salah score in that?
Won the Chelsea
game. Time?
Chelsea.
We won the League Cup, right?
Yeah, Chelsea.
How many goals did Salah score in that game?
You know how many goals he scored in that game.
Yeah, I mean,
don't need me to say.
But that's like saying how many goals did Virgil van Dijk score? He technically
but we can't move the but we're talking about the defender versus a prolific goal scorer.
What I'm saying, what I'm saying is that of our team at the moment, the guy with his record, what he's done over all these seasons, his fitness record, I think I can say he has a body of work that I can say, well, look, yeah, he didn't score the last game, but he scored over 200 goals for us. I'm not saying he's infallible. I'm not saying he's perfect, but I'm saying I trust him more over 90 minutes to get a goal than I would Darwin Núñez or Diaz.
So I was going to bring up this too, but shout out to Dustin. He's saying this to you, Zabiri. He says, come on, Zabiri. Whoops, that's K-Mac, sorry. Come on, Zabiri. Just 2 goals off the head. The 2018-2019 Champions League's final goal and the 2019-2020 the goal versus United where we won the league. Basically, he solidified the league.
Go back to K-Mac's comment, and that's what I'm trying to say. K-Mac's comment, the one you accidentally clicked on.
Okay.
This GOAT has only scored 1 goal in all finals. How many finals we've been in? Okay, so we had 2 0-0 finals. We won those on pens, bro. Let's be honest. Yeah. Club World Cup. Where was Salah during the Club World Cup?
Well, how about then Neon Graves says this then to you? He says, Haaland doesn't score when it matters as well. Against us, Arsenal, you can base your idea over him scoring whenever it matters. Like
all I'm saying is if you're defense,
would you not take Haaland?
No. But I'm not. But we're not discussing Haaland. We're not discussing Haaland because we can discuss Haaland. But if you want to discuss Haaland, we can get into that. But we're not here discussing Haaland. All you're doing is telling me.
Look at all these examples being thrown at you.
Ronaldo has never won a Champions League. The real
Ronaldo's never won
never
Champions
won a
League.
Champions League.
Henri's never scored in the final either.
Here's what I'm saying to you, man. We're talking about Mohamed Salah, and all you guys are doing is tearing down other people.
No. I'm trying
he's
to.
not the only person.
We're saying,
but we're only
great
going off the Liverpool bar. We can't compare other men to the Liverpool bar. Are we a big club? Yes or no?
Absolutely, we're a big club. Sure.
So if we are a big club and we've put this guy in, let's say what, 3 Champions League final, one of them he got twisted up. I don't know, probably should have eaten more dumplings in that, but he got twisted up in the first one. We'll let that slide. 2 other Champions League, right? Origi scored a winning goal in that. We're not going to talk about that. The other Champions League, what did he do? Nothing. Bare all men in the midfield run that game. The two League Cup we won.
I get it now.
No goal scored. The FA Cup we won. No goal scored. Club World Cup. No goal scored.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to say is this, man, you got to tell me, yo, you trust him to score. And we have trusted him to score in the final, and he didn't. So the point what I'm trying to say is, yes, we trust him to score, but when it counts and we put him in to score, he doesn't score, bro. Yeah, no, finally you're gonna be like, yo, put Salah on the pitch.
But you're picking out individual games. You're picking out individual games. You didn't do this, and this.
No,
you're not
you're not
Brian, looking at everything he's done.
Brian, what I'm saying is those games that we're trusting him in.
But he scored 32 league goals in his first season.
Brian, you're missing the point.
I'm not missing. You are. You're saying he's not.
No, the point is, think about it, Brian. Think about what I'm trying to say. The leading goal scorer in those competitions is the person you should trust to start the final. But because it's Salah and we trust Salah more than that guy, we put Salah in over him and Salah doesn't score. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's not about the individual games. It's about the fact that we've given them the trust. 12, think about what I'm trying to say. You're playing the football game, right? Mm-hmm. There's a guy with the most goal in that competition. Theoretically, that guy should start in the final, right?
Yeah.
But we have Mo Salah. Why would we not play this guy who's earned the credit of scoring goals to not play in the final? You're going to go in the final with your best player. The best player is Salah. Salah is better over Minamino. You're going to be like, yo, Salah is surely going to score in the final over Minamino. But Minamino is the top goal scorer. And we've done it twice in that one season and he didn't score. Gakpo didn't start in that final. I think he might have started, actually. But he played through the middle. Salah didn't deliver. All I'm saying is we do trust him. Even the last game when he was thinking up the whole game, I forgot what game it was, the one before Sheffield. Bro, he was nowhere to be found. And then McAllister gave him that one, and then, you know what I'm saying, he put it in. It was a clean finish. I respect that finish, respect the assist as well. All I'm saying is this season is really telling that, yo, look, going down the wire and going through the challenges of the league, the way we are with Arsenal and City, bro, Salah cannot be trusted anymore. All I'm saying, Brian, is his credit is close to zero. You know what I'm saying? You know, you have credit in the bank.
I'm just making sure. I want to make sure I get, because I've been bringing up headlines. This is like my new thing, I guess, somewhat. Is headline. I want us to make sure the headline is going to say Colonel says Salah.
Oh no, but I've been said sell him. No, but I've been said sell him. So.
No, I said Salah can't be trusted. That's the headline.
Bro, he can't be, bro. Yeah, he can't be.
Making sure. I just want to make sure I'm quoting you right.
He can't be trusted, man. That's all I'm saying. He can't be trusted, man. I can't trust him.
Wow.
Think about it now. Think about it. What he missed? Like 1 pen, and he missed 1 pen, and we're like, I don't know, man. Give it to another guy.
How can you say, look, you're talking about goals. If goals are currency, Stefano says Salah in Champions League has 60 GA in 75 games.
Yeah, 60 GA. GA is in goals. It's just
goals and assists, obviously. Yes.
Okay. But, so why? Yeah, but it sounds.
But I'm saying the contributions. One is like that's like is the chicken or the egg, which came first type thing. Like, you know.
But he's never been the top goal scorer, and he's never been the top assist guy. Milner got more assists in the Champions League. Milner got more assists in a Champions League season than Mohamed Salah. Let that sink in. By the way. Mm-hmm. Milner has more assists in a single Champions League season.
Well, then he came back at you. Stefano came back at you with 44 goals in 75 games. Then, if you want the breakdown.
Let it be known. The guy who won There's a guy who won the Champions League Golden Boot, got knocked out before the round of 16, and Salah made it all the way to the final.
Actually, you know what? As well, you know what? He's never done a 147 in snooker either. So I'm with you. I think we should sell him. I mean, if he's supposed to be the best player in the world, he's never done a 147. Let's go out the door, mate.
Out the door.
I
mean,
mean,
like,
he's
look,
ever come top 5 in Ballon d'Or, man. Yeah, get him out of here.
Colonel, I didn't think I was going to be in. I didn't think I was going to be on a panel where, not this panel, I meant a previous panel where I would be outnumbered by the people asking for Salah or basically campaigning for Salah to be sold. Now, I don't know if necessarily they've been on this train as long as you have. As you said, you've been on this campaign for 2 years, but it was very, very, it's somewhat troubling to me in that there's more to just, I'm more about than just goals and assists. I think that you do need to have other attributes that you bring to the fold for you to be a contributor to this club. I think one, I mean, like I broke it down. Look, you're a money guy. I know that you hang out with the FSG elite over there on the East Coast. So like, in the sheer fact of how much he brings to the club as in notoriety, as in shirt sales, all the other stuff, that's one thing. Okay, when it comes to sell. And I mean, you're about to say you're going to sell one of the biggest attractions that you have in generating revenue that way. Okay, that's what you want to do. Cool. Then we can even break it down to the numbers. I know people will be like, oh, well, the money doesn't matter. It's about what you get on the pitch. Okay, great. What you get on the pitch, we just saw some of the numbers that were brought up by the chat. 44 goals and 75 attempts. The sheer fact that he's in the top 5 scorers at Anfield. Okay. And I'm talking about with other great legends on that list. Whether we're talking about, what is it, 7 years now or something like that, he scored over 20 goals in a campaign or at least in a season for even the Prem. I mean, we're talking about a prolific scorer that is a legend in his own right, but yet some are so, I guess you could almost say, spoiled at the riches that we have by having so much of a plethora. It's almost to the point of where it made me think about this question that was posed: is Suarez or Salah, who is more beloved and who is a even beloved or even better player, but who is more beloved in the Liverpool fan base, Suarez or Salah? And I was wondering why that could even be a question. I get that people like Suarez. I get all those different things. But the major difference between Suarez and Salah for me is that Salah said, I want to stay. Salah didn't see this as a stepping stone to go someplace else. Salah has taken on the fact that he's a Red and he appreciates those contributions.
I mean, Salah failed at a bigger club, let's be honest. So he
failed at what
club? He wasn't given a chance at Chelsea.
Oh, at
Chelsea. He was given a chance. He wasn't making a necessary impact. Bro,
he was a young kid. He was a young underage.
What do you mean young kid, man? Bro, he was in where was
Basel.
He was in
Basel.
Bro, he was cooking, bro. Man already had a full beard by the time he went to Chelsea.
He went to Mourinho's Chelsea. They hoovered up every young player on the planet. They also, also didn't make it. Kevin De Bruyne didn't make it at Chelsea.
Thank you very much.
They sold him to Wolfsburg.
Thank you. Here's the point I'm trying to make with that. Brian. What I'm trying to say is Chelsea had a tight parameter for performance. We can all agree there was a tight performance, bro. A lot of men go in there, and whether they were ready or not, they weren't hitting that performance level. This is what my analysis is about. My analysis isn't an agenda. It's about a performance and what I want within that parameter. I don't care who you are. You fall out the parameter, I'm looking to sell you. Robertson was a 9 out of 10 every game, very consistently. Robertson probably dropped down to about a 6.5 most days. That's outside the parameter. I'm sorry, but we're a big club. 7.5, 1 or 2 games, I got you. It's calm. Get back to form. All I'm saying is the parameters Chelsea was operating on back then is very high, bro. Like you said, KDB failed because he fell out that parameter. He failed to make an impact. Salah failed to make an impact. They did get chances. Salah came here. He did make an impact. Is Salah making an impact now, bro? That is what I'm trying to say, Brian. It's not about what man done or what man did in the past. Right now, is he making a necessary impact? Because Harvey Elliott comes off the bench and fall within that parameter.
But Zuby,
so it's all about an impact. So for me, credit run dry, bro.
But Zuby, you just said to me, it's not about what he did in the past, what he's doing right now. But then you're saying he never scored in the final, 8 years ago? He didn't score in the final 6 years ago. So what I'm saying is, yeah, let's talk about him now if we want to talk about him now. But don't disregard what he's done in the past. But if we can't bring up what he did in the past, then let's not talk about the fact he didn't score in the final against Madrid 5-6 years ago. Right now,
no, that was just the final. No, that was just the final stage.
I get
he's been falling out. Yeah, he's been falling out.
The mentality about right now, yeah, he got taken off the other day, right? Nobody who saw that coming. He gets taken off. That's probably the first time he's getting taken. And like I said,
he should have been taken off, bro. Even in the game before.
But he did come off, right? But not only that, we put Connor Bradley in his place. We put Connor Bradley in his spot. That's who took over his spot. We didn't even bring on an attacker. So yeah, look, no one is sitting here and saying he's as good as he was 4 years ago. But right now in the title race, so the question is, do we sell the guy? So obviously that's a question for the summer.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a question for the summer. Now, I've been saying from day one that I can see Mo Salah, especially if we win a league title, and Jurgen Klopp is walking out the door saying to himself, this is a nice little way to finish up our story. Klopp leaves, I leave with a league title, because I'll be going in a year anyway. I'll go now, and we'll wrap it all up together nice and neat. You know, our careers ending together at Liverpool on a high with a league trophy and hopefully a European trophy to do a little treble thing there. I could see that just being in his head, right? But am I pushing the guy out the door?
Yeah.
No, I'm not pushing the guy out the door.
Yeah.
But then you've also got the other question, which will inevitably happen, is John Henry walks into work one morning, he opens up his emails, and there's a £150 million offer for Mo Salah. You have to look at it. You have to look at it.
Let's look at it. All right. So now I'm out of the fan bag. I'm in the ownership bag now. I'm in the ownership bag, because that's what I've been saying, selling them, because I was just in an ownership bag.
Mm-hmm.
The only way I would keep Salah here at this club, he has to take a pay cut. Because paying a guy over 300,000 or whatever the hell Salah is on, I don't even care what he's on. He could be on $2, cut that to $1 right now. You cannot be on $2 and giving us that performance, my guy. So whatever he's on, his next contract has to be a pay cut. If man ain't willing to take the pay cut, you're gonna get pushed out the door. So that's the next question, Brian. Because if he's gonna have 1 year after Klopp leave, and we're talking about keeping him, bro, listen, it's nice when a man come in and honor his contract and walk out the door at the end of the contract, but we got business to run. We got food to eat. We got bills to pay. Exactly. Bro, you go for a good price. We can't let you walk out for the free. Do you earn walking off for the free? Sure, but bro, you're not gonna get as many game time as you want, because you've earned that in the past, bro. You're not just gonna come on the pitch and stink it up for 60 minutes. Nah, man, we're gonna need performances, bro. We're gonna need impact. We have to keep the levels up. Look at Virgil. I was reluctant to give him the armband because I think he was just too relaxed. Most of our goals we concede is because we're playing too relaxed. I'm not blaming Virgil for it, but that's what I'm saying. Like, some things are good in some moments, but not all game, not all competition. Salah has not really been making that valid impact. I don't want to blame Nunes. I don't want to blame Diaz. I don't want to blame Gakpo or Jota. But we've seen without Salah, the team level itself went up, bro. When Jota went away from AFCON, bro, the level of the team went up. This is all there. It's all proof. People are like, oh, how are they going to manage? Bro, we've managed. Man.
Hylor brings up something that, saying to your point then. He says, but here's an important question. How many players at Liverpool, something I just spoke of earlier, how many players at Liverpool generate more revenue for the club than what he earns? Like, guys, and I get that. It's the same discussion or the same argument that some people have with bringing Mbappe in. Mbappe makes some ridiculous number. Okay, he's making almost like $1 million or something, whatever.
Yeah, it's almost like that Messi contract at Miami. Is it Miami? Yeah. It's like the
Mhm.
Messi contract. So
Mhm.
the thing with replacing Salah is the margin is so slim because you're looking for two things. You're looking for off the pitch revenue and on the pitch impact.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Because if you're bringing another guy who's just bringing in off the pitch revenue, bro, fans don't care about off the pitch revenue. Let's be honest. No one cares about the amount of money Salah makes the club off the pitch. All we care about is what he does on the pitch. Very few
Mhm.
fans dive off into things like that. So if we're replacing Salah, it has to be a guy who can, I wouldn't say match Salah's off the pitch because, Salah comes with that whole Egyptian, entourage with him.
Mhm.
He bring, I think he brought like 500,000 followers to Liverpool when he came over here. So he's very
Exactly.
big and popular with that.
Similar like R7, R9 when they or
Right.
R7
Olise doesn't bring that.
when
You see what I'm trying to say?
R7 moves to a new club, he brings like 1.4 million or something.
Yeah, Minamino brought, let's say, 20,000 Asians with him. Hendo brought back the same 20,000 that left when Minamino left. Hendo brought them back. So what I'm trying to say is, if we can't replace the off the pitch stuff, let's at least replace the on the pitch stuff, and then maybe that can translate to a percentage of what Salah does off the pitch because it is a headache. But we're not gonna pretend like his on the pitch efforts in this moment has been high catching. It hasn't been, bro. Hasn't been eye catching. I can't even tell the last time he won a penalty, and all the penalty he's scoring is from the next man winning it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to bash the guy, but for me, the level that I set for the front three, I felt like he's the one that could have used the most improvement. Personally, Mane get 4 chances and miss 3 and score 1. We're like, he's missing sitters. Salah gets 6 chances and bang 2. We're like, prolific.
Mm-hmm.
His
But you did, again, you spoke about Gerrard, and I'm thinking like, there was a point when even Stevie G was considering, going on to Chelsea, for instance, and
it was justifiable though, 12. It was justifiable. That move was justifiable.
If it was justifiable, that's one way of looking at it. But I also know that the other way of looking at it is justifiable to say that, even his own father or telling him the real relation of what that kind of move would be or signify in his life. He said it himself. Returning to Liverpool, he knew that returning to Liverpool, if he had gone on and done what by going on to Chelsea and then trying to return to Liverpool, it would have tarnished his legacy. It would have tarnished the legacy, no matter what it would have done. We're having people in the chat talk about someone that I find is one of my favorite players of all time was El Nino. His move to Chelsea somewhat made people unaccepting of him as being a red legend to them any longer, if he ever was. And that's sad, and that's kind of saddening to me because he's certainly such. And I mean, you could tell by, when he came back to the team and to the Legends game and everything else, how much it really does make a difference. This club makes a difference when it comes to the heritage and everything else that's structured into this club. Being connected as being a legend of this club really is important to a lot of these football players that are trying to establish incredible legacies, such as Salah. That's what I'm trying to get across. And I just don't.
One thing quickly on the Minamino thing. Someone said there, that they Minamino brought more than I think Zubi said 20,000, right? Let's just say he brought 2 million fans. Let's just say Minamino brought 2 million fans to Liverpool when he joined. That doesn't matter a single solitary fuck to me because you know what? They all leave when he does. They all go and join Monaco when he leaves and they stop. So that's that type of fandom that's different. If he goes and join Roma, they're Roma fans. They don't stop.
But the same thing will happen but the same thing will happen with Salah, bro. So I don't want you to overlook that. Like there is some Muslims or whatever Salah faith is. There is some man that came with Salah, bro. Some of them left with Mane, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. It happens with a lot of these guys. Right? Like I just want Liverpool fans that are Liverpool fans. Like you will get some people that will stop, that will stay on and still support the club afterwards because some like Salah maybe Because it's just say you're if Salah's here 8 years, right? That means if you were 10 years old when Salah joined Liverpool and you're Egyptian, that means you spent your whole teenage years, your whole from the age of 10 to 18. It's very formative when it comes to what you do and following sport, following Liverpool. People like that, younger people, will maybe still always have this connection to Liverpool afterwards because formative years, watching him, he always had that red shirt on. You'll probably always have Liverpool in the back of your mind. But some of these fans, the older fans, they'll support him at whatever club he's at. But again, when it comes to short revenue, these kind of things, when it comes, even as much as they do sell, even the big guys, when it comes to overall percentage of revenue, it's not a huge amount. Like, we get all our money from TV deals, and that's where most of your money comes from, is prize money, TV deals. You will get some extra sponsorships because you've got Salah, but you can bring in guys. This isn't the be all. This isn't a deal breaker for a club. Definitely not. If a guy brings it off the field as well, great. That's a bonus. But you bring them in first and foremost for what they can do on the pitch.
What's interesting is I see let me see what his name is. I think it's Sam H7. H7.
Chainsaw. Yeah. That's
Chainsaw right there. That's Chainsaw new thing. Big up Chainsaw. See every man doing a rebrand and stuff. I'm a rebrand soon.
What's the comment? I'll bring it up for you soon.
It's the one that said, would you agree Salah benefits more from Liverpool brand? Yeah, and Liverpool done as it. So the thing, if any of those questions is yes, right? if any of those are yes, then Salah ain't that guy. Because I'm gonna tell you who did not benefit from Liverpool brand. Gerrard never really benefited from Liverpool brand. Liverpool brand actually benefited more from Gerrard than the other way around. So when you're saying legend 12, this is how I look at a legend. A club benefits more from the guy than the guy benefits from the club. Liverpool gave Salah the platform he needed to be at this stage. I'm not trying to do what if this would have happened? None of that stuff. Salah leaving Liverpool, where does he go? PSG? No Liverpool fan will bet an eye at Salah going over there. It's like the Barca fans. When Messi went to PSG, sure, some men followed him over there. When he left and went to Miami, some men followed him over there. Bro, Salah ain't really moving Liverpool fans. I'm talking about the real fans. I'm not talking about the one them that came when he came. I'm talking about the real men them that stand here and be like, yo, this is Liverpool and we up here. And this is what I'm trying to say, Brian. If we up here, we cannot act like this guy.
Well, Zubi, I come from a world where you only support one club. I come from a world where you only support one club, so I don't even get any idea that.
But we make off other players whose levels has dropped, and this is the only player when his level dropped, we just kind of just write it off. How many times we're gonna write it off?
Can I just make my whole point really, really clear and really quickly, which is, I'm fine if someone wants to get rid of him, but can we please not go down the and actually, you know what? He wasn't even that good in the first place road.
Yeah. There you go.
He wasn't. No. He wasn't that legendary. Let's be honest, man.
When she turns you down, when she turns you down, you're like, I never really liked her anyway. She's not that good. It's like,
that's kind of that's
Brian.
That's kind of like,
Brian.
Like, we get she broke up with you, but I mean, like,
Brian,
I never really liked her that much anyway.
Brian, let me tell you, don't follow these new TikTok guys. If you try to holler at a chick and she doesn't give you any attention, you're within your right to diss her immediately. Don't let no one talk about you're not a real man because you can't deal with rejection. What do you mean, bro? I'm a Liverpool supporter, bro. And if your level is dropping, I said your level is dropping, you want to give me an attitude like you're better than my club. Nah, bro, you got to go, fam. You have to go.
Is he giving that attitude? Do you see him giving the I'm better than the club?
I mean, listen. I'm a very emotional guy. No. I'm going to be honest. I'm an emotional guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm an emotional fan. I'm sitting there 12. This guy is not playing. 12. This man was not playing, and I see his agent tweaking eye emoji because they want a new contract. Bro, who do you think you are? Don't play with my emotions like, yo, you might leave. That's what they was doing, Brian. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's the agent game, though, man.
But you know who never played those games? Trent's agent, VVD's agent, Gerard agent. Oh, that
Never
man was
say
just in the
never, man.
pocket. I'm not saying
Never
never
say
because
never.
Trent might go
Because
to Real
yeah,
Madrid.
you'll see something
but
tomorrow morning. Then there'll be a nice emoji
yeah,
from Trent's agent on Twitter. Like,
Right,
yeah,
exactly,
we've seen it.
exactly,
We've seen it
exactly.
happen, man. Never, ever, ever say never.
yeah.
You know,
But
the only thing we can say never is Klopp will never manage Man United. You know, or Trent
There
will
you
never
go.
go to. Everything else is on the table. Everything
listen,
else is on the table in football.
listen. Klopp might go over there because he idolized Fergie. He might be the director of football over there in 10 years. Never know. But 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
Given everything you've heard, right? And I know you were an avid, Bobby Firmino fan, and
Oh, absolutely.
I was as well. But the minute I became, Bun Bobby sell him, that's when you stepped on the scene and we was backing him, and I was like, nah, man, yeah, I'm not convinced. Still sell him, still sell him, still sell him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you're defending Salah now, but hearing what you hear on the other platforms, hearing what you're hearing now.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your biggest worry? Would it be the off the pitch stuff or the on the pitch stuff? Because, like I said, I don't really care about the off the pitch merchandise and the global status that he kind of bring, which is outside of Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be in a game. I just want to be dangerous from both sides. I just want to have a striker that people fear. I don't think people fear him anymore. It's almost like he's run stale. Well, 6 years, 7 years now.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I was gonna say real quickly though. I think that's great that people don't fear him anymore. Keep on not fearing him. And that's when you stop saying, "Oh, stop sending out not even a double team. Stop sending out a triple team. Let him get just the man marking on his own." You keep saying, "Oh yeah, that legend is done. Spartacus is no more," and that's when you'll have Spartacus rise up. And really do the deed. I don't really mind what people think or say outside of our fan base, of course. I just don't understand why so many, like as in to reach legendary status, maybe it's a lot easier. I know a lot more people in the world put world class this, world class that on so many players that you're just like, I don't even know if that person's like class, period, much less world class, And I get that, but I'm not in any rush to push out a legend from a club. You brought up Bobby. I know I was someone that was very much a proponent on trying to keep his abilities here because I thought and still did think that there was something you can get from Bobby. Maybe it met, which is what we're seeing out of Salah, in that you take a player and you bring out a new version of the player. You bring out a new, as in, so often people are talking about, oh, Mo Salah's getting pushed to the sideline. He's getting pushed to that byline, and he's not going to be able to cut in more, or he's not going to be able to do this or do that. Yet those were the years where you saw his assist blow up. All of a sudden, he's going toe to toe with Trent for the assist leader type concepts. With Bobby, for me, I always said, hey, you know what? If he can't be that out and out everyday number 9, let's formate him into a number 10. Let's utilize the attributes that he has that are positive and are still top level world class that we can get out of him. Sometimes, like if everyone, and I hear this little term always put out there, oh well, next year he'll be older. Yo, newsflash, next year we'll all be older. Okay, so I mean, like that has nothing to do with it other than the sheer fact that if you become smarter, like a VVD, for instance, like you become smarter, your football IQ continues to excel, you don't have to have the same level of attributes per se, physical attributes that you had when you were 24, 25. Even though you're 30, you now have the football IQ to know where and when to put those attributes at task. And I think that Mo Salah is a real pupil of the game, and he's such an amazing talent, but such a pupil of the game as well, that he can do the same things that we've seen from Virgil, that we've seen from some of these players that despite them getting older and maybe some of their numbers, physicality numbers dipping off a little bit, obviously with father time, you still are getting attributes that are somehow peaking in other areas because their football IQ is going up. They don't have to work as hard at doing this or doing that. They don't have to rely on just their speed and pace. They can rely on, oh, I know I can put this pass here, or oh, I know I can dip here, dip there, and put this guy on this, you need to pause behind, put this guy on his back. But you do something on those lines, and that's what I like out of a player. That's what I'm trying to get across, and I think Salah still has that in his locker.
His defensive attributes has went up, which is good. I don't like to just beat a guy with just one aspect. The thing with him that even frustrates me more than anything is he's not that adaptable to the game. So Diaz, I'm not trying to praise him here because he's another one that I need to beat with a different stick. But Diaz, he can run on the left, he can run through the middle, he can run on the right. Salah only works off the right. Mane can work anywhere, right, center, left. Jota, right, center, left. Salah is very one-dimensional in his positioning. Even if we put him up top, Salah ain't out jumping defenders now. He does look a little weaselly, but he's very strong and all in off plays, which is dope. I don't know where he gets that strength from, fam, but he doesn't look strong at all. But the way he goes off defender, man, big up to that. But I'm not sure. So now I even seen in some of the games where Klopp rightfully should have taken him off and we put him through the middle. His older play, okay.
Which what we did. We did that too, by the way. Just past
it was there. Yeah, it was there, but driving with the ball. So you know what? To go back to the point I was making, Brian, you see the trusted thing. The parameters in the areas that we trusted him in is decreasing. Trusting him to hold up the ball.
Thing.
No. Let me line with this point.
Okay.
So we used to trust him to run in behind. Okay, the teams kind of nullify that. We used to trust him to beat his men. Okay, he got double teamed, so that's off the table. Trusting him to create, trusting him to finish, trusting him through the middle, trusting him to be flexible. What I'm trying to say is all the avenues that we trusted him in, some of them are getting closed out. It's like we have 5 accounts for him, and we can be like, you know what? You got credit in the bank in all 5 of these accounts. Some of those accounts are closing, 12. Some of those accounts are closing. We got 9 games to go, and he needs 4 goals. 9 games to go. He needs 4 goals to hit 20. I'm going to ask both of you right now. Do you trust Salah to get the 20 this season?
First of all, I say your bank manager must be an absolute tyrant, man.
I told you I'm out the fan bag. Yeah. I'm about the numbers. I'm on analysis, man. I analyze things, man.
I'm gonna be a little bit more lenient with my clients here. I'm gonna give a little bit more time on it's like
you said to bring back the loan. What is it? What is the loan forgiveness in the COVID Family Support Act in that? All right.
That's it. One of them soft landing loans, He's got what did Helior put there? 22 goals and 13 assists this season. So I still trust him. So what I said went about trust being personal. I still have more trust in him, and it's to trust him over the course of the season to still put in enough goals. Now he is in a bit of a funk the last couple of games. I can't deny that, but
right.
he
still coming back off an injury too.
In my bank, there's still enough credit. There's still enough credit in my bank for him to see him through to the end of the season as potentially an almost no-brainer starter in every game. But look, it's football, man, and this is a big one about opinions. Especially, this is a real opinions one. This isn't a maths question. There is no right or wrong answer. It's about how you feel, and like I said, Zubi has lost trust. I mean, like two.
I've never trusted him.
That's what
I've never trusted him.
You were foreclosing. Yeah, you were foreclosing 2 years ago. I heard it. Yeah, so I do. I have more. I have a little bit more. So, but the thing is, getting back to the selling thing, we can't sell them now. Right. We can't sell them now. So between now and the end of the season, I think we try and get the best out of him, and if he wins the league. But it's the question is, are we going to push? Are we going to put this guy with the for sale sign around his neck out in the front yard, or are we? Now, I'm not in the new contract camp. I am not giving him a new contract. He's on 350. He can stay on that a little bit, but it's an awkward one.
No new pay, no pay increase. You're saying? I get what you're saying. You'll give him an extension. You would want him, or do you want him to see out his contract? As in, like,
I wouldn't
you want
give
him
an
to go
extension.
on a free?
No, I don't think I'd give him an extension.
Okay.
I think in an ideal world, everything ends up nice this season.
Mm-hmm.
And he walks for 150, because I'd rather him walk for 150. I don't want him to go, but I'd rather him walk for 150 this summer, and we give a nice little lump there to the new manager coming in there, going, go do what you do. You've got security. We don't have to worry about FFP. We're clear.
Mm-hmm.
We can spend what we like. I'd much prefer that than to walk on a free a year later. Because I think that to me just isn't great, and it's not ideal. But if we win a league with him, and him and Klopp decide to walk off into the sunset together, and there's a check for 150 on the balance of weighing things up, I'm taking that one. That's the deal I'm taking.
Brian, but let me ask you this, and maybe 12 you can chip in on this one. So let's say you finish the Prem with 19 goals. This would be the first season he hasn't hit the 20.
20, yeah.
Do you say we're gonna trust that you can get the 20 again? Because remember, there's levels. I
know. Yeah.
There's levels, right? Because at some point it's gonna drop, right? At some point it's gonna drop. So if this season, which there's no way this guy's finishing on 19. Let's just be honest that way. Yeah. Well, let's say in the event he does, that would be a very poor run of form, because he has 9 goals to just score 4 more. So that means he would have scored 3 goals.
But in the league, he had 19 goals last year in the league. He has 16.
So if he hits 9, yeah,
he
so if he hits 19 again.
16 goals this year in the leagues currently. He has 19 goals. He had 19 goals last year. But if you go, let me make sure. Pull up these stats.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. So if he hits 19 again, bro, surely there's no coming back. There's no 25 goals in the Prem Salah ever.
There is there is. No, there is, because you know why? Because 2017, 2018, he hit 32 goals. Great year, obviously phenomenal. 2018, 2019, he had 22 goals. In 2019, 2020, very good year for us. He had 19 goals. In 2020, 2021, he had 22 goals. 2021, 2022, he had 23 goals. So he had 19 goals in a very good year in that 2019, 2020 run for us. And then the following next year, he increased his goals. The following next year, he increased his goals. I get it. He had a dip in his goal production in the very next year, which is last year, by having 19 goals. But he's on pace to be a 20 plus goal scorer this season pretty easily. I don't think that I think that if I was a betting man, I would put that bet down every day that he would score 20 goals this year. Considering what he's on right now, I still, even if it struggles, I would still say he's going to score 20 goals. I'll even knock on wood just in case, but but I would say that is the case. I want to get in. Let me get into some of these comments real quick, you guys. I want to definitely include the chat. They've been listening to us, and they've been listening to you, especially Zabir, with some comments here. So let me get some of these comments in. Excuse me. Dustin says Salah has been brilliant and also brilliant this season. The question is, in foresight, is this the summer to change? That's his question. That's the question we all had, right? Stefano says, for a right-sided attacker, his conversion rate is great, in his opinion. Why are we expecting him to have such great striker numbers? When he's not even a striker, I think, is most important at that. Hylor says, during the Premier League era, there has been only 3 players that have scored more than 20 goals in 7 consecutive seasons. Mohamed Salah, only LFC player, Henry and Shearer are the other 2. I think that takes some legendary, legendary attributes to be in the same conversation as those two individuals. Norm says, "Hello all. Salah has contributed to us getting to the finals." He says, "Come on, Salah has been incredible for us. He is a modern day pace great. He's a modern day player with pace, great left foot. Is he best ever LFC player? Of course not, in Norm's opinion. He's definitely one of the greats, though, I'd say, in my opinion. Sam is on the same level with you in the sense of saying he'd sell Salah before we lose the value of him. He says he trusts Edwards with the sale. With no Edwards, I don't think we would sell him. I agree with that. I don't think we would sell him if we didn't have Edwards. Chances are that we could possibly sell him considering we do. Hyler also said, "So why didn't we keep Origi?" This is your question. This was to a statement you said earlier. Excuse me. If the big thing is to keep players to score in the finals or important games, you could definitely say, Origi over Salah based on that analogy. If it means, hey, we just need big game scorers, obviously then Origi's value would have been equal, if not greater than Salah's. K-Mac goes and says this is something I think he was sending. He's in your camp and saying Mane actually scored big goals in the run up to the finals, but we sold that guy. And Norm says, don't forget Salah is probably the player who will be marked out in the finals, resulting in others having more space. He does not need to be like Messi or as good. That was a good point too by Norm. That was something you brought up earlier about, the concentration of the focus of the effort or the offense going through Salah, and if we're getting the same output, I think you said, from him, are we getting the same numbers from him via his output? And I think that one thing is, again, I hope people underestimate him. I hope that they think of him as being, we can focus our attention to other areas of the pitch, or maybe cheat in other areas so that we can create opportunities for themselves. I hope that's the case, because if anything, I think that I'm more willing to see Salah be capable of scoring those types of goals where you go, oh, we forgot about Salah. If you ever say that, I'm cool with that. You might as well call him Dre, because hey, Salah will end up hurting you the most. And he'll also do what Norm just said, which is by having the double teams, by having the triple teams, he creates channels, he creates openings, he creates simple areas of the pitch that other players, and we have capable players that can score as well. And it's the reason why I think Salah's numbers are so high in the assist category. They can score as well. They can eat as well. These last bit of comments here are this. I only have like 3 or 4 more. Let's see. What was the other one? Norm said this. He said, football history is littered with players who do nothing all game, then get a goal at the end, which wins the game. A lot of these finals were in Salah. A lot of these finals we were in Salah, along with others, contributed massively. I also agree with that too. He says, how many children this is Hyler saying, how many children in the Muslim world, understand me correctly, have a Salah shirt? Do you think? How have you seen from gatherings around the world when Liverpool are playing important games? How many times do you see these, how much of an impact he has that way? And then the last bit, I'm going to bring up these last 2. Salah is top 10 Premier League goal scorers of all time from the right wing. Can't knock that. That's wild. And he also says, so Salah has 208 goals, 89 assists in 339 matches in total. You can't really knock those numbers, Zabiri, no matter how we look at it. That is legend. That is some legendary numbers.
And this is the point I was trying to get to earlier on, is that if you're sell, keep, buy, whatever, that's fine. But make, and this isn't about Zabiri either, but it's just like, let's not go down the road of trying to prove our point about selling him by trying to pretend that what he did in the past wasn't that good, or wanting all that. The guy has blown it out of the water for basically every single season he's been here. Even when we weren't doing that well, there wasn't a club in world football that wouldn't have ripped your arm off for Mo Salah. Even now at 31, but my whole view on it is I want to keep him. I don't want to sell him. But as I said, when it comes to the boardroom level, if you've got a guy that has made it clear via his agent that he will not be signing a new contract and will be walking at the end of the day, if a £150 million offer comes in from Saudi Arabia, then they will probably take it. I mean, why wouldn't they? You know, Zuby's talking about why wouldn't, if he says, yeah, I'm happy to go, I'd like to go to Saudi, and there's an offer there, there's no chance they're turning it down. Absolutely not. Not in three figures. It doesn't even need to be 150, even 120. And if the player this is always the main thing, sometimes we forget this. If a player walks into a manager's office, no matter who he is, and says,
right, yes,
I want to leave, then you get that player out as quickly as possible.
Right.
Any player that walks into a manager's office and says, I'd like to sign that contract I've been offered at another club, see it, out you go.
Yeah. I think the biggest, and this is just, again, my opinion, but I think one of the biggest things
again,
a lot of people
I don't want to sell him. I can see, because again, I do not want to sell Salah, and I don't want to lose him. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, we know what business is like. And we know
money. Actually, you know what's
talks.
interesting? I think all three of us are on different. We're in the middle, on the right or the left, however you want to look at it. Because I think you're comfortable with him leaving, seeing out his contract, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Colonel wants to sell him, and I'm on the side of saying I would like to extend his contract. I think that's very interesting.
The new guy.
Three different viewpoints on this matter, and I was also going to say that there's a lot of things there's a lot of people not weighing in the simple attribute of what you just said, Brian, which is, does Salah want to stay? Does Salah want to be here?
Yeah, there's always that. Always.
Like that is one of the most important attributes, or one of the important concepts that you have to bring into the equation. Because if he doesn't want to be here, thank you for your service, and good tidings to where you might land. That's my opinion when it comes to, if you don't want to be here, that's a different story. But if you do want to be here, okay, now we can have this equation of, okay, are these offers that we are receiving, unless this offer is so, we cannot walk away from this type offer, I am not selling Salah. That's my point. I gave my little my reasoning of why, or what I would do personally. I would about making it more incentive based. I give them more team incentive initiatives on it, so that it's not all about him just completely contributing. More so, it's about, okay, if the team does well, you'll receive better incentives. I would also give him a contract that does include some perks towards his personal incentives as well, so that he does still have something to work for and towards as well, personally, and if not team wise. I also would say, if anything, I would give him a 2-year extension and then have an option for a third, that way, if that deal does come, or if it comes to the point where, that second year, we don't want to necessarily sell him in that second year, but we could option the third so that we can get some value from selling him to Saudi Arabia or something, or PSG. I'm good with that. I just don't think that the Saudi Arabia deal goes away at any point, whether it's this year, next year, 2 years, 3 years down the line. Saudi Arabia will always have some heightened value for quite possibly one of the most, notable figures in the Muslim world. I just absolutely think that.
Oh, no, that offer is still on the table. A lot of those offers were never withdrawn. They were always, okay, well, they'll call us back. So, look, like I said, the way, if it happens in Salah's head where he says, look, and this really depends on if we win a league. Right. And if Mo Salah says, I've won a league, what a way to wrap up my career. Me and the gaffer, we walk out the door together, off into the sunset, new horizons, new chapter. I'd have no problem if he came out and said that, and said, look, this is the right time, and I think by leaving now, but this is all pure hypothetical guesswork. So, and there's also the new manager coming in. The new manager will be given, surely will be not, some kind of input on this. So,
What's interesting is my selling point is strictly about the team, and you guys, new contracts and everything is solely based around the one man. Like Togman, your point was, the 2-year extension with an option to stay on, which in that it would have to be a pay decrease, by the way. Brian, like I said, you're saying blowing it out the water. Yeah, individually. But like I said, if you watch all of those games back, team-wise, wasn't really there. Like he wasn't really this prolific team guy creating a, top 5 most chances in the league. It was Trent and KDB and some other guys up there with that. As far as the team and benefiting the team, and I'm going to stress the team aspect, we went through the last window and I said it was a 10 out of 10 window because I saw how every piece that we let go and every piece we got in benefited the team massively. It's a team sport at the end of the day. Whether we sell or keep the guy, the main focus is how does that impact the team? Because you don't want to be having a team sport for 90 minutes and you're only banking on a man to come in. If you're going to tell me Salah is going to be super sub on over $300,000 a week and we can afford it, calm, let it run. Bring him in the last 20 minutes, something can happen. But if he's going to be starting game, he has to be starting them right off the bat because ever since he's been here, bro, there's moments where, bro, it's basically like we're playing with 10 men, bro, because he ain't really doing that much of an impact. It's not, bro. Brian, I'm not harsh. Even, bro, Brian, okay. Being harsh, Brian, being harsh and being honest can be the same thing based on how you take it. Bro, we know Salah prolifically, more consistently for playing more than a half of football and only turning up in about 15 to 30 minutes. That is not a secret. Don't pretend like I'm making this up or I'm reaching. That has been most of, I'm not saying all of, most of Salah's career at Liverpool. I'm not knocking it because within those 15 to 30 minutes, he does give us the moments we need and he does get the number he has. That's great, bro. What I'm saying for the team, you now have a team that's fighting from minute 0 and we can only count on one man for a good 30 to 60 minutes. Bro, the game is 90 minutes. All I'm saying is, can we get a guy to join the man-them fight? Because this point that I'm trying to make, Brian, is synonymous to every player we let go. Every player we let go, the Milners, the Ox, the Naby, the Lallana, the Fab, all I've been crying for is give us a man that can go the distance. Most of those players couldn't go the distance. They had the quality, they had the IQ, they had the technique, like Thiago. No one will question Thiago's technique, but we will question his fitness, his availability, his impact. These are things that you need to be at the level we're saying the club is at. All I'm saying to you, Brian, is if we're Liverpool and we're a big club, what's the lowest level at that big club? And tell me honestly, has Salah fallen below that level in 1 or 2 games? That's all I'm asking for. Because if you fall out the parameter, I will allow you to get back in. But if you ain't getting back in, bro, you're out of here. And for people who's thinking that's the owner's parameters, it's not, bro. That's the sporting director and the manager. And that's the same stick, very consistent. The same stick I beat Klopp with. You can't have a parameter and override it with, not saying favoritism because that's a trigger word, but Bobby Firmino. Bro, you can't be a striker and don't score at home, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? But he did get that last goal against Chelsea, so big up to him for that. There's just certain things on a football pitch. We can't just say, oh, well, you're world class, so it's okay. No, same thing goes for Trent. We can't say you're the best right back, but you can't look over your shoulder. You can't track back. You're constantly getting caught out. I see Bradley slipping all over the place. I'm looking at it and I'm like, I hope no one cooks him. But if he continues to do that, he's going to have to get cooked. Joey G was slipping all over the place. Man cooked him. This is what the game is. So, yeah, you can be the greatest player of all time. If you're not at that level anymore, it's okay. You've done your due diligence, but you're not at that level anymore. That is a fair assessment. No one is taking what you've done away, but I hate when people said, look at his numbers. He's been blowing it out the water. I've watched way too many games. Savage came up with the term slipper shot. You're going to tell me he doesn't have more slipper shot than conversion? Because he actually has more slipper shot than conversion. So if he converted, let's say 300 goals, That means he had 600 super shots.
Well,
But
Brian, I'm gonna let you go, and then I'm gonna bring up the
yeah,
poll after the final comment. Go ahead.
No, just quickly, we did do the conversion thing earlier on. His conversion is on a par with Haaland. The conversion thing is, Christ, like we're talking. If we brought in, I don't know. Look, if we brought in a guy that got what his numbers this week, like if we signed a guy in the summer, and he came in and he had Mo Salah's numbers, we'd all be raving because he's got what 18 goals, and like we'd be going, not we go, what this is crazy, what player we've got in our hands. So I'm trying, you know, it's just like he's one of our best ever players. He's consistently, like, I get that you but could call him a passenger for most of his Liverpool career. Really?
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's.
Come on, man. I mean, we haven't been playing with 10 men since. Yeah, he's done. Yeah, I don't know what more can he have done. Yeah. It's like
I don't think there's never really been. There hasn't been a consistent narrative of, oh, our team is great, but that's Salah.
He's just a passenger on the wing, you know.
Yeah, he's just a passenger in this team, or you know, oh, that's Salah. He's just like he's you know.
Exactly, Stefano's saying there. I said it exactly that. He's on the same as Haaland. So, but I don't want to get into percentage of fucking conversion rate. You know,
right.
You know, but like, but the guy, let's just say, let's appreciate what he did.
Mm-hmm.
But let's have a conversation about whether you want to let him go or not, and that's fine. But we've hashed it up there. I think we all know where we all know where we all are. We all know where we all are.
No, we get it.
I think so. You wanted to talk about something a little bit more.
A little lighter. But I was going to say, I did ask
a little bit more fun.
I did ask the poll. I did put this poll, or put a makeshift style poll into the chat. I asked, okay, so then are you team Zabiri with the sell? Are you team Irishman with the keep, which means to keep and just allow for him to run out his contract? Or were you on the team 12th man here, which is to extend his contract? And from the chat, we got Lee saying extend. We got Stefano saying extend. Sam saying sell. I don't know what none of the above is by Dustin. I don't know if you can do. You got to do one. I don't know what that means.
Send him to the moon or something.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. None of the above.
Okay.
Yeah, right. This isn't what is it? Back to the Future, where like you can just slowly watch the player disappear from the picture.
All those trophies disappear as well.
Right.
Yeah, it must be to be determined, man, till like maybe the end of the season or something.
Oh, he means he wants to hold his
no vote at this time, man. Yeah.
I got you. And then but Stefano did say, but if it was silly money that like 150 million he would sell if he got like 150 million offer or something like that. And which is understandable. Like I said, if it's one of those things with any player, and I say this time and time again, like with any player, I look at it the same way I look at houses. If you look up houses, and you're looking at houses to buy or something like that, on some of these apps, it'll say make me sell or make me move type prices, and you'll see like, oh, what the market value of a house might be, but then you sell 30, 50, 70% over the market value. Yeah, that can make me say, you know what, I like living here, but I'll move. That kind of sale could be the case. And then the last part is just watch us replace Salah with a guy that gets 15 goals and assists a season, and then watch him become the scapegoat. Don't trust me.
I mean, I'm not sure what the lighter question or the topic will be, but just so people understand, like the game isn't one-dimensional, and with Salah, we're sometimes one-dimensional. So even if we have a guy that brings in, I'm gonna just say 15 goal all comps, but let's say Darwin numbers gets to 35. No one is complaining. Like right. What I want people to understand is like having a club legend is all great, bro. But we've had club legend and won nothing. You see what I'm trying to say? Like We've had plenty of club legends from 2000 to 2015, as it's 15 years. We've had a legend within those 15 years. Legend for appearances, legend for scoring in all kinds of different finals, legend for just the way he's a player and he just boss football. But at the end of the day, bro, we were in a trophy drought in the Premier League. We have legends that can't even hold their name up too heavily in the Prem because some people just won't respect him. Salah can hold his head up and his name up, but bro, at the end of the day,
okay,
it's football, man, and it goes on. Liverpool doesn't stop with Salah, so you know what I mean. Just keep that in mind.
No, I get that. It
has to end. It has to end. So, how do you want it to end? Is the big question. You want it to end with the club winning, or with the club just saying goodbye to men on a free? Like, if you love Liverpool, you want that money, bro. How do you not want that money? Anyway, let me calm down.
No, what I was going to say is this, man. What I was going to say is this. I'm asking this question. All right. And this is we're gonna turn, okay, from this conversation, because let's just talk about some higher notes. What I was going to say is we have this Manchester United game coming up. We're speaking of great goals. We're speaking of contributions. We're thinking of all these little things. What is the best goal you've seen at Old Trafford? What is Liverpool's best goal you've seen at Old Trafford? You can obviously, if you keep it within the last 10, 20 years, that'd be kind of cool because then, it will be more relatable to some people. But last 20 years, or we could say the last 25 years, 24 years, since 2000.
Premier League.
Yeah. Premier League. Let's say Premier League. What is the best goal you've seen?
I've got two from the same
I have another caveat on top of that. But what's the best goal you've seen?
Well, I got two from the same game, which is the 5-1.
Okay.
Which was what year was that? Someone will tell me anyway. But it was the game where Aurelio scored that free kick, which is one of my favorite.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
And then when, we were 4-1 up, and Dossena, or like that left back that we had that was terrible from Italy, they put him through, and he's 5 yards, 10 yards outside the box. And he does a Phil Balbert, and he chips the keeper, lobs him. 4-1. Yeah, that game was hilarious. It really was. That was the one where Gerrard scored and he kissed the camera. You know that clip.
Yes.
Kissing the camera.
March 14th, 2009 was the.
Yeah.
Aurelio, the free kick that you're talking about was 2000. Yeah.
And Danny Murphy also scored.
Danny Murphy had two. Yeah, he's had two big goals like that. Yep.
Yeah, so I would go with it was a classic kit, Ozan. It was, man. That was the grey one. It's like the old candy kit. But I would say for me that just for how kind of much of a piss take it was, that Dossena goal to make it 4-1, where like that guy has no right to be scoring a goal like that. I mean, he was awful, and he just lobs him like he's freaking Pele, chips him from the edge. It's brilliant, yeah. So I go with that. That one always makes me smile anyway.
Okay. How about for you, Colonel?
Man, it's I'm gonna be honest, man. My memory is a bit foggy when it comes to Old Trafford, I'm pretty sure after Benteke did that bicycle kick, he did that LeBron pump thing, bro.
Yeah.
Listen. That ain't my favorite goal. That ain't my favorite goal, by the way. But I want to tell you something about that, bro. Benteke was catching hella smoke, bad smoke. As far as not worth the money, and is he really the guy? And he scored that and did that celebration, bro. And Pops, you're right, we did lose that game, so I don't like celebrating goals that we lose. But Danny Murphy, when he scored them 2 goals, bro, I don't remember which one of them it was, if it was the first one or the second one.
Yeah,
never rated Murphy either. I think Murphy was the guy that was missing a tooth, looked like a hockey player.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so so it was the Murphy goal, because that's when he won me over. You know what I mean?
Free
because
kick.
here's what I like. Yeah. Here's what I like about Liverpool players, and this is where I can't put Salah in there. I like when they have a bit of fight in them. I like the fight.
Okay.
When you turn up to the fight, I need you to be fighting. And Salah just kind of does the dainty. Oh, I'm delicate. Oh, I'm a legend. Oh, let me not get hurt. He does have that thing about him, and it could be from the Real Madrid game when Ramos twisted him up. But Danny Murphy won me over in that game, bro. I'm not gonna front.
Okay.
Man won me over in that game still.
Okay.
But
no, yeah, some are asking about do you not remember Salah's hat trick? He's saying. Some are saying. I think Neon Green
was that at Old Trafford?
That was at Old Trafford.
That was the last time he got an hat trick, if I remember correctly.
He's one of the few players in Liverpool history to have a hat trick at Old Trafford. I'd have to double check on this stat, but there's not many Liverpool players that have had hat tricks. He's one of them.
Not many players have had it. Not many players from any club.
Yeah.
It's the Durkovic goals. They were hilarious against United. Were they? Was that a Liverpool or?
Yeah, it was a 5. I think it was a 5-0 win. I think we both beat them like 4-0 and 5-0 that season.
I think it was okay. So you know what year it was too? I think he had the hat trick in the game, the same game that Naby had that goal.
Oh, that was a bad boy goal. Was it the one where he did the Cantona look around?
No, not that one. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. But I have some of them written down for myself. October 24th, 2021, he had a breakaway and he just coldly put it away. And I was like, oh wow, Naby. Okay, looking like a forward there. He was nice. Benteke, that was cold. I will admit that was a cold goal. You can't the bicycle kick. What's that?
Wait, Coutinho didn't wrap one in. Wasn't that at Old Trafford as well, or that was at Liverpool? Coutinho had a season where he was just cutting it on the right and whipping them in.
Into top corner every second.
I remember he whipped one in against Czech, De Gea, Chelsea, Manu, but I don't remember if it was at Old Trafford. So that's why I'm kind of like, that was my favorite goal. Coutinho was whipping them in, bro. Top bins, just cut in from outside. Coutinho was nasty with, but I don't remember.
He nearly made that a trademark. He almost made that a trademark, cutting in and bending them into top corner from outside the box. It was ridiculous.
That season, it was a trademark.
Unbelievable.
He did it to every top team: City, Arsenal, Man U, Chelsea. Yeah. He did it to everyone. Big up Coutinho.
There's I was gonna say, speaking of like my favorite player, I was gonna say there's El Nino. So El Nino scored at a couple, obviously scored at Old Trafford more than once.
Oh, that's a great goal. The one where he bundles Vidic. Yeah, no, sorry, top of the list. Yeah, that one. Yes, for me. Thank you. Yes. Where he muscles Vidic out of it. Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Perfect.
2009 that was.
Yes.
2009. He just goes by. He's like, you can't handle
Get out
this.
Of here. He puts Vidic the tough man, Vidic the big hard man, Vidic the brick, and he just put him on the ground like he was not. Oh, come on, man, that is an unbelievable goal.
Are you having a laugh? He basically said, and those were the gray jerseys. Those jerseys were fire too. By the way, I like those jerseys.
First jersey I ever got was the one that's based on, which is the 88-89 Candy. Yeah. The away kit, Candy sponsored. It's the one you have behind you in red. The one you have behind you in red. It's the silver version of that. 88-89. That is some kit. That silver kit.
That's a quality kit.
Yeah, they need to bring that back. It looks so good.
Yeah. All right. Big up Hyler. Always quick to have my stats for me. Salah's hat trick at Old Trafford is the only one in modern times by an LFC player, but also done one time earlier. That was 1936 by Fred Howe.
I remember it well. Good old Fred Hell.
Yeah.
I was only
Oh,
a young
the
lad
days.
then. I was only a young lad then, but I remember it well.
Yeah. Oh, the days. But what would you say then? What's your favorite celebration? What was your favorite celebration at Old Trafford? Because my favorite celebration, quite possibly, the kiss by Stevie G was certainly one of the top ones. But
Do you have any options?
Naby's reaction when he scored that goal that off the volley that Colonel was talking about earlier, that has to be my favorite one. I think one of my favorite celebrations, where it looks like he just like he makes a stank face basically, and just looks around like, did you all just see that? That was possibly my favorite. What was? Do you have one, Colonel, for your celebrations?
Wait a minute. Give me
a second.
Because I'm looking at it. Wait, yeah. Because I'm looking at it now, and I want to confirm that he does it. I don't think he does it, but man.
Yeah, 2009. 2009. The goal from I think it was 2009. Gerrard scored from a penalty kick, and I think isn't that the one that he kisses the badge, and then he kisses the camera? Isn't that the one? Brian, do you remember?
That's that game I was talking about earlier on. Yeah, I can barely remember some of these goals, man. Celebrations is out of my wheelhouse.
Much less the celebrations. Oh, the celebrations sometimes.
That's why I was asking for some options. You know, give me it. Because
I got you. Yeah, Lee is saying similar. Lee is saying similar. He can only he's like, it's sometimes a struggle to remember his name, much less a goal or the celebration.
But no, the Gerrard one sticks out because I'm not sure anyone had done that. I don't remember anyone really doing that. It was very cheeky, and it was at Old Trafford, and it was such a I don't want to say, but that was a big fuck you. Man, that game was a real, they were good then and we were shit, basically. As I said, we had to send, and that was we didn't expect to win anything. We probably weren't the best team, but going there and doing that, Gerrard, that stands out. They still show that on those, well, they probably don't show it anymore. It's not even a bit in the past, but they used to, whenever the match would start on Sky, and they'd have their kind of intro and be showing clips of iconic moments. They always would show that. So I remember it. But
yeah, it was from a pen. He actually had what was he had? 2 pens, 3 pens. I think he missed a pen in that game as well. But see, nobody talks about those stuff. But I'm not here to bash the guy. It's my favorite guy of all time. I was gonna say Sturridge, but he didn't actually do the dance. But my favorite goal celebration will forever be Sturridge's, bro, because that was so original. You know what I mean? That was just him. But he didn't actually do it at Old Trafford, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think he did. Yeah.
No shouts for the robot. No, nobody going for a robot.
Hey, Crouch.
Yeah, Crouch is a shout. Crouch is a shout.
Yeah.
Despite the fact Crouch is Brian. Despite the fact that Crouch is the one that made that earlier statement about Suarez being a bigger legend than.
Oh, is that where that came from? Oh,
no, but we have to put context on stuff like that though, too. Because
I'm just telling you, that's what he said. That's what he said.
I didn't like that. I didn't like the way you said it. I didn't like the way you said it because you know what's crazy. You know what's crazy? If somebody should come out of the camp and said Carvalho is light years ahead of Curtis, remember we're not seeing what they're seeing, so we only get in one perspective, and it's in game. So no fan would really back that. Yeah, man, Carvalho is better than Curtis. But if a man behind the scene go, yo, you see that Carvalho? It's problem still. But he just can't apply himself for Liverpool in the game where Curtis is. I'm not saying he is better. I'm just saying. So when an ex-player says, yo, you see that guy Suarez, bigger legend than this guy, I don't think he's seeing it in the light that we're seeing it in. But hey, let Crouch breathe, man. Crouch is a beast, man. Let him breathe. I just don't want you canceling him 12 because the way you said it, that kind of offended. Crouch said that.
I rate the robot though. As Lee Wizkid said, he says if anyone but Crouch had done the robot, he'd hate it. It's a cringy celebration. I don't know. I like it. I like the fact that he's trying to be hip. He's trying to be, he was doing,
and he's all dangly, so
TikTok.
it made sense for him to do the robot. Crouch was very dangly, and it's an anomaly of a player, man. So now that was cold. That was cold. But Sturridge is just, whoever told him that was cool, because I saw where it came from. You see the young videos of him creating his own celebration, and to see him finesse it into that, it kind of got some rhythm and vibes to it. I was like, all right, I see you, man.
You know what's kind of crazy?
It's not easy to do that.
Our record at Old Trafford, the reason why I'm trying to bring up celebrations and bring up some of these goals is because our record at Old Trafford, under Klopp as well, is not exceptional. In 10 matches that we've got, or in 10 games, we're 2 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses. That's not really good. But the 2 wins, different story. 2 wins, we won in 2020. In 2021, when we won 4-2, that was when Diego scored, Salah scored, and we had the break. And for me and Bobby had 2 goals in that game. And then we all remember, as we all were just talking about earlier, the 5-goal smashing of them with Salah getting the only hat trick in this in the 2000s, much less in the last almost close to 100 years. And then Diego scored in that, and then Naby scored in that as well. But that's the only 2 wins we've had. Are you guys thinking the same way I'm thinking, that we're due a breakout type game against Old Trafford or against the Red Devils at Old Trafford this year? Or do you think we're going to struggle against them this in our next meetup this Sunday?
They're pretty chaotic. Oh, sorry.
Brian?
Yeah, Zuby, go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, the game coming up for tomorrow is a lot of people will look at it and say Liverpool have to go there and win. But if we just kind of zoom out from us and think about it, we're going to someone's house, right? And when they came to Liverpool, the tactics they played made sense. It made sense. Like, just go there, don't lose. That shouldn't be your mentality at home. Your mentality at home can't be don't lose. It can't be, but at the same time, it could be, because if they don't lose and hold us to a draw, they can celebrate costing us the league. So for them, it's kind of a unique situation to be in, because if they draw against us, it'll be 2 draws, 1 win for the season for them. Bro, that's a win for them. Let's not forget it. That's a win for them. They can say they stopped us getting the league title.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's them drawing and not losing is a bigger win for them. So it's a must win for us. So we have to go in there and try to undo them. And all they have to do is set up for the counter. And they are designed for the counter attack. So they're the bogey team for us this season, 100%. They had more clear chances in the reverse fixture at Anfield. They were set up for the counter. And let's not forget, man, homeboy, before he started hitting form, Hoyland, he had the most glaring opportunity to score, but he wasn't on form and he missed it, thankfully. But they actually should have won that game back at Anfield. So now that guy kind of finding his feet and know where the goal is. All they have to do is just set up against the counter, and we better pray. Well, when I say pray, we better pray they don't get a break, because they are dangerous on the break. So it'll be a real test of our mettle, and I'm going to just say right now, man, we're going to need every hitter, every defense splitter. We're going to need everything. We're going to need everything to break these men down, because if all these men have to do is defend the way they did at Anfield and finish the chances they get up top, so they can easily beat us 2-0. And we'll be holding our head like, how did that happen? It's very easy to do. So we're going to need every moment. We can't have no guy on the pitch taking 10 shots, not hitting the target. We can't have no slipper shot. We can't have no guy beating his player but can't get an assist. Bro, we don't need none of that. Tomorrow, we have to go in there and earn that 3-0 win. We need a 3-0 win. I mean, 1-0 is fine, but we need a 3-0 to shut them men up, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Brian, what's your feelings?
They're chaos. We think we have some chaos going on front. These guys are absolute chaos. If anybody saw that Chelsea game, these boys are all over the shop. I don't know how how we were stopped from scoring by these boys. It's insane to think about. They're one of the worst United teams in my living memory.
I actually put them up there, you know, Brian. I've never seen a chaotic defensive team. I've seen chaotic attacking team, but I've never seen a chaotic defensive team.
Have you seen their injuries? They could be they're talking about whether Casemiro might be starting in defense tomorrow.
Yeah. Look, this is
everyone is injured.
Hyler says both Varane and Johnny Edwards were forced off at Chelsea and are under significant doubt to recover in time. They could join Martinez and Lindelof on the sidelines of not being available. Also, 19-year-old Willie Cambuala was introduced at Stamford Bridge, and he may have to partner with Harry Maguire against Liverpool. Casemiro.
They actually got some quality kids. They got some quality kids, you know. Don't sleep on their kids. It's just they don't have the comfortable season to break them through.
No, the kid Manu is really highly rated. Garnacho, very good player. You know, they're two. Like we can't ignore it. Like they do have some good players. Garnacho, Manu have broken out this season big time. So, but if you look at that injury list, like that's like us lining up with no Virgil, no Canate, no Matip, and no Robertson. Like we should be going there and just kind of hanging around for 10 minutes, right? Pass the ball around, take the sting out of it. And then just rip these guys apart because they're going to have Dallo at left back and some other randomer at right back or Wan-Bissaka in midfield or something stupid. You know, they've had their results against us, but this time to step up now. This is a team that we should be beating. I don't care who they are. I don't care where it is. If we want to have any aspirations towards winning this league title, when you just wait until you see their team sheet tomorrow. Because you're going to be looking at it going, hang on, who's that guy and where's he playing? You know, no excuses for tomorrow. If we do full strength 11, we need to go out there and do the business tomorrow.
So I can hold you to that no excuses comment.
Yeah, absolutely. No excuses.
Because here's why I'm holding it to you. It's not just for one guy. So we have a pretty decent midfield. We can all agree. I think I saw Curtis coming back. So what a time for a man like Curtis to be coming back. What a time for a man like Hendo to be stepping in, because he ain't really stepped in much in the last game. What a game for McAllister to come off the bench and use the magic Messi key, because Messi gave him a copy of the key to unlock defense. So
he's been strutting. He's been strutting for a week. He's been strutting for a week.
Yeah. He can't be starting tomorrow though, man.
McAllister.
Nah, you can't, man. 3 on the spin.
Oh,
nah, you can't. Not on the spin, man. But think about it. Hundo got rested.
No, Sabiri. No.
Listen.
No,
time out. You guys are overreacting. You're not listening to the tactics, man. Listen.
Let's hear it.
We're ready. The last game, right? Hendo was rested the last game.
He wasn't rested. He had a knock. But yeah, he rested technically. But I'm saying
it was more of a
rested means rested means like he. I mean, I'm putting it in that context in that if he was available, he would have possibly probably started, if not at least been on the bench yesterday. But Endo wasn't available yesterday, so.
Here's my fear, right? And this is how I play even when I'm playing any football game, FIFA, EA, doesn't matter. When you're putting out your best team against a bogey and it doesn't work after 60 minutes, it starts to settle on you because the options from your best is just the next, right? So I'm of the notion like, yo, let's leave one ace back. You know, you're playing spades, so you have to leave that one. You have so that way, if it doesn't work in 75, if they're just really dug in, bro, you know what? All right, let me take this guy.
The reason why, like, if I was picking a front three, I would either have Diego or Nunez be one of those bench options, because I know that I could get the type of result I want from that last minute goal, or that kind of like ace in the hole, as you're putting it, on the bench, rested and ready to fire. That's my opinion, and I think that's Klopp's opinion as to why we often see, despite people saying that Diaz is this or that, Diaz still starts the majority of games on left wing.
That frustrates me still, but let it run out the season, man. Let it run out. Diaz already signed up for that. He's already
let's not get in.
Let that run out. Yeah, let that run out. So
let that one go.
Diaz, Salah for sure, but I feel like the middle is where the difference will be made, and I feel like even if we go Curtis, Hendo, and Sabazalai as the start, anytime after the second half, bro, you switch, Curtis for McAllister or you bring on Elliott. What I'm trying to say is that give us a stronger option going in the length of the game versus going all strong and taking it down to where we might just settle for a draw. I don't want to be a hopeful win at the end. I want it to be a statement win where, 2-0 up and we're bringing on McAllister. It's problems. 2-0 up, we're bringing on McAllister. It's problems. It's a long day for them, man. I don't want them, man, thinking they hold off the best Liverpool had to offer, because that would give them confidence. Because remember, it's a 90-minute game. You don't want them getting confidence towards the end, thinking, oh, we've stopped the best they had to offer. Right. We can go for it now. I just don't want them having any hope. I want them to be on toast the whole 90 minutes or 90 plus.
I understand.
You might be overthinking that a little bit. Like what you said, it makes sense. But you start your best team right now. McAllister is
undroppable.
The form of his life.
Exactly. So it's dropping Dom then.
You want Curtis to
play.
You want Curtis to play, basically.
No, Endo is playing. Like Curtis.
So Endo, Curtis, and McAllister. That's the three.
Szoboszlai, Endo, and McAllister. Curtis Jones hasn't started. When was the last time he started?
No. He's coming back. So I don't think he's quite ready. But
he's not match fit yet. So he'll be on the bench.
He's not 90 minutes match fit. I think you should be able to.
In weeks. Months, about a month and when's the last time Curtis started the game for us?
He's been injured, man.
Right. So but that's what I'm saying. He's been injured, so he's not match fit. So he hasn't even played a minute for us.
No, he played. He played last game.
Oh, he got minutes the last game. Yeah, sorry.
Apologies.
He got like 17 minutes or something. He was on. He came in on the sub with Cody, I think, in the last game.
Yes,
but he was ready. Just put that out.
So I'd rather him as an impact sub. Maybe if you said to me one of them, I'd say you're going to drop one of them. If you said to me, okay, Zubi, if you say to me, Curtis Jones is starting tomorrow, Brian, you have no choice, right? I'd say okay. Well, I'm taking Mac, Curtis, and Endo. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be putting. If you said to me Jones had to start, Endo starts in the 6 all day long.
Yeah, all day. Yeah.
So Mac starts all day. So if you're telling me it's either Mac
right or left side, right or left side for you, Brian. Right or left side.
Well, Curtis performs best on the left. So if Zubi has come into the office and said Jones is starting, non-negotiable, right? So I'm putting Jones in his best position. Mac can do his stuff from the right, but I wouldn't be dropping Mac. I'd be dropping Dom if I had to drop one for me, because for me that's not it's not a comment on Szoboszlai, it's a comment on how absolutely undroppable Mac is right now with the form he's in. The guy's been walking on air for about 2 weeks. Everything he's doing is coming off. He is one of the best players in the league right now, for me, Mac is one of the best players in the league right now.
Yeah.
He's on fire.
You won't find a bigger. I've been saying Curtis Jones is one of the most essential players, or was the most essential player on this team when he was fit and in form. However, he is a player that unfortunately has to fight his way back into this starting lineup because of what Brian just said. I personally think we could get possibly more out of McAllister on that left side, which is where we all had him being in the first place, until Curtis Jones made the left side his own. And being that Dom is starting to show glimmers of getting his legs on him and being able to really bring out the kind of Dom that we saw in the beginning of the year. I definitely think that the front line or the mid three should be Endo, it should be Dom, and it should be Mac. McAllister should be in. Those three should be the three.
That midfield three is a very strong midfield three. And that's the midfield three I'd want to see tomorrow. My only worry is, like I said, bringing on Curtis. It's a question mark because, like I say, he's coming back. He was balling out in the last game when he come on. Elliott always bring the energy up when he comes on, so that's not too bad. With this game, man, the combination of Hendo, McAllister, Dom, or Curtis, there's two men in there that's just not negotiable, and that's Hendo and McAllister. But if you're telling me we're just going to rest one to bring one back on, I'm cool with that. But I'm telling you, for this game, you need Endo in there. To me, Endo thrives better in a game where all he has to do is mop up. When all Endo has to do is mop up, he'll mop that very well. Even the end-to-end game, he's in there, but you need a guy behind a creative player. So if you're going with Dom, who's going to be the creative outlet, you need a guy like Hendo back there. Even with McAllister, Hendo gives him the freedom to bro, get up there, man. I got this. Hendo does what Fab does best and he's a fighter, man. He'll be in there running men down. Oftentimes, he's the last man back there. You know what I mean? So
we do have a question.
You start Salah tomorrow. Hey, listen.
You knew that was coming.
If you ever want to make a statement, right? If you ever want to make a statement, because
there's a lot of
different. No. There's a lot of ways. No, you can. There's a no. 12. Let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. The game is bigger than one player. Let's be honest here.
Oh, absolutely. I get that.
Let's be serious.
Man is bigger than the team and all that stuff and all those
let's be serious. Let's be serious. He got subbed off, and we got 2 goals after he came off the pitch. Right or wrong?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. That's reality. That's reality.
Take you off the pitch, and the man that came on back 2 goals. We start this game without you. That's a nudge. It's not a disrespect. It's a nudge. Like, bro,
you
game
can say
is about
the same,
performance.
But you can say the same pushback is the game before that. We kept you on and you scored.
Yeah, but what minute?
You know what I mean?
But at what minute? But at what minute though? But at what minute though?
Yeah.
So the point I'm trying to say is, if you're only gonna turn up after 70th minute, then I'll just bring you on at 65. Give you 5 minutes to warm up, then you can go do your thing. Because that was my earlier point.
Well,
most of his goals come towards the end of the game.
Real quick, then. What is the score prediction that you have for tomorrow? I assume you have us winning, right?
3-0. Yeah, 3-0. It was 3-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's your scorers? Is Salah one of your scorers?
Mo Hat-trick.
Mo Hat-trick from this right here. The football gods are listening.
Listen to me. Listen to me now. I'm doing that Dr. Octavian stuff. Listen to me now, man. Gakpo hat-trick. So that way I can wave this, get this left winger out of Gakpo hat-trick. Let me tell you why Gakpo hat-trick. Gakpo is 1 goal behind Diaz.
Okay.
Diaz GA ain't the greatest GA, but man, tell me Diaz skill people and all that great stuff. If Gakpo gets a hat trick. By the way, our top goal scorers this season, 1 to 5, is our 5 forwards.
Yeah.
Don't, Dustin. Yeah. Dustin, don't start, man.
So all I'm trying to say to you, man, is if your top 5 goal scorers is your 5 attackers, even the 2 off the bench,
right.
You don't complain. Don't nitpick between them. You know what I'm trying to say?
Cody does have more goals. Stefano is right. Cody does have more goals in all competitions.
On all comps, yeah. He's the top goal scorer for the League Cup that we won.
Yeah.
I just want him to have a hat trick, bro, because the work he's put in for the team, and I said team, I think it's that's more overlooked and underrated than anything else because he's played in more different positions than a lot of these players, and he doesn't get the credit he deserves. He really puts a yard in. The players really appreciate the hard work he's put in. I don't hear anyone coming out talking about the hard work Salah's putting in. Who comes out and said Salah works hard in the game? I've never heard it. Go find the interview. Go find that interview and bring it here. I'm about a team, bro. Curtis puts in a shift, man. Sticking up for Gakpo's work rate. Really allow me, man.
Do you see the correlation, though, between Gakpo being a top scorer in the League Cup and Minamino being a top scorer in our League and FA Cup runs?
Well, to be fair to Minamino, Minamino was playing with the kids. And also, there's a lot of our players in the past. This is what I see it as. It could not be. It could be elsewhere. Same for Origi. Like most of these French players wasn't being played in their right position and wasn't playing with the best team. So then we measure their performances by being the only big guy in that team, like Joey G playing with the kids.
But
people
will measure chances. This is where they get
but what I'm trying to say, Brian, is people will measure a guy's quality by playing with kids versus measuring his quality by playing with better players. So if you're a striker and you don't have the service, how can I say you're a dead striker when you get no service all game? You're measuring Gakpo. No one is measuring Gakpo as a left winger. We're just measuring him as a forward. No, but we're just measuring him as a forward. And most of his games has been through the middle.
So wait, are you starting Cody? Is that what you're basically saying?
Yeah,
you're not getting a hat trick out of Cody off the bench. That's just probability that happening. The probability of that happening is very, very, very small.
I'll start him through the middle. I'll go.
And Dustin didn't get his answer.
Wow, I want to make So there you get it. And also, Dustin wants his answer. So then you're starting Cody in the middle. Answer? He's asking for do you start Salah? What's your front three? What is your front three?
Oh, do I start? No. I was.
What's your front starting three?
I was just entertaining the question. My front three will be Nunes, Gakpo, and Salah. Because think about it, Nunes start in the last 2-3 games. Yeah, but Nunes didn't even score. He's been starting. Why keep starting a guy that doesn't score?
Nunes scored yesterday or in the last game.
Well,
he scored the first goal.
He scored the first goal.
Yeah, but what the real point I was trying to get is not like Nunes is a light in the world ablaze being the starting striker. I don't think Nunes, Gakpo, or Diaz have like really. You see how Salah cemented himself as a right winger? I don't feel like none of them really holds that. Because if Jota comes back and knock on the door, we let Jota in with no question, right or wrong. Jota comes back in and said, I need that left wing spot. And he performs 2 games in there. All of a sudden, we're saying, that's Jota's spot. If Jota does that through the middle, all of a sudden, we're saying Jota starts. So what I'm trying to say is those 2 positions for us isn't solidified. And that's why I want to give Gakpo a position, in the team, bro. I want Gakpo to get that, bro.
I know. Pop's calling you out. He's like, what are you trying to do here, bro?
All I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get Gakpo a position in the team because Gakpo doesn't have a position in the team. What's Gakpo's position?
Cody does not have an established position on the club. I agree.
No. All right. Question.
Never has.
Question. It never has, right? But question. We start Gakpo tomorrow. He bags a hat trick through the middle. Where is Gakpo's starting position moving forward?
He won't.
Left wing.
He'll be through the middle now, man. Bro, just give my man a position, man.
I got you.
I need
I got
Gakpo to get a
you know what?
position,
I've
bro.
been
That's
getting.
all I'm needing.
I mean,
No,
Pops could
Zuby,
say.
I've been with you from day one on
I know
that.
Brian could tell you the same. I've been on the defense league for Cody for a little while here, being observant on the sheer fact that I think Cody has potential. People look at him not recognizing the fact he's only 24. He's shown bits and pieces of having some real game. I know that's not how everyone looks at it in the chat. I understand
His best
that.
game was against Manu, by the way.
Yeah, that could be arguably so. Yeah, at in the 7-Up game, his best game could be his best game.
Whoa! Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute.
Yeah, Pops.
I might run off. I hear you, Green Brian, under your breath there. Hey, Pops.
No, he got.
I've never credited Gakpo for GA, by the way. I've only credited Gakpo for goals. And I said tomorrow I want him to start to the middle so he can get a hat trick, not GA. Any man gets a hat trick and you turn a blind eye, Pops, I'm coming for you. That's all I'm saying. And FYI,
all right.
any position Gakpo starts in and get that hat trick, that position should be his.
Okay.
Except the midfield. That's sealed.
Colonel's got a 3-0. Colonel's got a 3-0 win at Old Trafford with Cody Gakpo getting a hat trick.
Because I want man to tell me Gakpo is the second player to get a hat trick.
That's going to be that
Old Trafford. Because that's legendary.
Oh my goodness. Let's say that. Let's say it like that. Brian, what's your predictions for tomorrow?
My predictions are my predictions are Zuby, basically. It's kind of like if
Gakpo hat trick or just 3-0?
If you pull that off, man, but hey, look, if you get I really don't know. Look, what can you do with that? Right? Where do you go with the guy? Where do you go with him? Where do you put him? You can't do it, man. You just can't. You can put him in because you want to put him in. And I know you like a bit of needle, man. I know you like to throw a few little bits and pieces in there just to kind of. But even you, I don't believe that. The guy
that Gakpo can get a hat trick. Gakpo is a bad man, you know.
But I've been saying this from day one, man. This is his problem. He doesn't have a position, and the more every week goes on where he doesn't play, or he plays in a different position every week, it keeps knocking him back and knocking him back and knocking him back. So he doesn't have that position. He doesn't have that position in the team. He hasn't made anything his own. So there's no way. There's just no way. This guy, I think we have a front three that picks itself. Diaz, Núñez, Salah. If you were to start him tomorrow up top, I'd be okay, cool. But yeah, if he scores a hat trick, does that mean that he's the starting striker now? No, I don't think so. I don't know.
No, Brian, I'm sorry. A man put something in there, and I'm like, hey,
MK Toe. You saw MK Toe's comment. Yeah, that's funny.
Hey,
he said, "If Gakpo gets a hat trick tomorrow, we sell Salah tomorrow." Oh man.
But nah, you know what, Brian, I agree with you, but like I said, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm not just a player fan, right? And if I look at all the players, and if you even listen to how the players talk about the guy, bro, it's a team sport, and we love team player. Like Milner, team player. Lallana, team player. Like there's certain men that comes to the gate, just team player, right? And it's not about themselves or the accolades. And Gakpo definitely filled that mold, and he's still, I wouldn't say young, but he still have the level where, bro, he just needs a little work. You know what I'm trying to say? And if he can back to hat-trick, no, I'm not saying he's young, but I'm just saying.
I think
if he gets the right run of form, bro, if he gets the right run of form, how can you say he's the best finisher without a hat-trick? A hat-trick should always be on the cards.
I've been saying from day one, just in terms of his technique, I think he's one of the best finishers we have at the club. So he's good in front of goal. If you were to play him, let's say if Cody Gakpo went to Newcastle, right, next season and played 35 league games, he would put up serious numbers. But it's just in this Liverpool team, he's on the bench, he's in the team, he's on the bench, he's right wing, he's left wing, he's centre forward.
Yeah, midfield as well, bro. Midfield as well, man.
That's gonna.
But he's just doing what the manager is asking. It's not him. He's not.
No, exactly. That's what I've always said. It's not him. I said no player. He's been damned by his own versatility. That he's so good that he can play in so many different positions that Sometimes it's better to be a great player, but really only able to be kind of playing one position or two, because
Oh, like
then that's where you're
like
going to get played.
Salah. Salah is the perfect
Yeah.
example.
Exactly. It's Cody, your left. It's like when I say, look, I work in kitchens all my life, Sylvie, right? It's like I'm saying, right? I'm the fucking sous chef, right? But someone's out, so Brian, we want you to go on desserts for the night. Okay, the next night we want you to go on starters for the night. You're coming in, now you're on steaks, now you're back on desserts. You need to, that doesn't let you, you need to do your one job that you're best at and do it all the time. If you're constantly asked to do different jobs in the kitchen, different jobs in the team, no, you just need to be that guy to go, don't bother asking him to do desserts. He can only do mains. That's his thing. Then you get, that's going to be your job. That's what Cody has. There's a few of those Dutch players are like that. They never break down a team and go, oh, he's that one guy in that one position. So he's so good. He can play 8. He can play 7. He can play 9. He can play 6. It's to his detriment sometimes.
Jack of all trades, master of none. Something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like Genie was like that as well, man. He was definitely versatile
for Newcastle. Exactly. He played left wing.
No, for
right
Holland.
wing,
Holland, he plays in
and
the
even
10.
at Newcastle. Remember when he got relegated? When we bought him, he was Newcastle's top scorer the previous season. As soon as we bought him, we put him in. He never scored again, basically.
No, he had a 1 and 2 1. But remember, he played false 9 against Barcelona and bagged 2 goals off the bench.
And do you remember when he played centre back for us? When we played the back
against
three
Man U? That was the no draw, I think it was.
And he played centre half. That is, you know what I mean? That's how good these guys are on the ball. But yeah, I just think that's Cody's problem.
Yeah, Memphis.
You know what, man?
Yeah. Well,
we'll
Memphis Depay is like that too. He's right. And also often for Holland, Memphis also plays more of the dominant striker. If they do play in their 4-4-2 setup, they do put him as more of the dominant. They put Cody as like a shadow striker in essence. In that if they're not pushing all the way to the left wing, but they do use him as a striker, he's more of like Memphis is more of the front line. Yeah.
Pops is saying they're trying to get his confidence up because he's getting slated on socials. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Or you think he's getting a lot of hate? I'm not on Twitter. Does Gakpo get hate on Twitter?
Are you kidding me?
Does he?
The reason why, so real quick too, because we've landed the plane here. The landing gear is down. We're just like rolling on the tarmac, going to the gate here. So we're gonna be ending pretty soon. But why Pops can atone for or attest for this, or say, not atone for it because that's Barnes' job. But in the last game where we saw Cody come in for 17 minutes in regular time and then regulation time, and then he had the 7 minutes on top of that plus for extra time for 24 minutes of play. We saw him get 4 shots off. We saw him get a goal out of those 4 shots. The goal that was taken was Bobby-esque in my opinion. Like as in it was just a cold, greatly taken header. It was pure Robbo-esque when it came to the deliverance of the assist. But what was my biggest, knock or my biggest anger button that got pushed was that game we didn't play well. In Sheffield, in the Sheffield United game, we did not play well. We didn't play horribly, but we did not play well enough to the level against a Sheffield United. We can all say that. But I just don't think that out of the long list of players that you can probably say, oh, this person needs to do this or this person needs to do that better, such and such. I don't think that Cody Gakpo had to be the first name off your tongue. I don't think it had to be the first name that you start saying he's got to be sold or he's this or he's that. I don't think Cody in that particular game was the person that you put on that cross. I think you could have said, oh, you could have talked about maybe Gomez, or you could have talked about Gravenberch, or you could have talked about even Salah in that game. Okay, fine and dandy. But the last person, one of the last people on that list I'm talking about is Cody in that particular game. And I think that when you do something where you're trying to bring out, oh, Cody played bad, Cody played this, that's when I think you're a little bit stuck on your agendas and not looking at it objectively. Because I'm cool with saying Cody had a bad game when he had a bad game, or he had a good game. But when you start throwing his name out there just to throw his name out there to get your point across, then that's a little bit of an agenda, in my humble opinion. And that's why I think I think that's the case being shown on Twitter. That's the case being, a lot of people have mentioned it. I saw the guys on Copish. I saw Matt, who, like, Matt and I do not agree. Man like Matt, I don't agree with him on the Diaz, on Diaz. Me and him have gone toe to toe against Diaz. He has come around finally with giving props out to Endo, but he was out there saying the criticism he's seeing on Twitter and on the socials for Cody is undeniably kind of reactionary and a little bit, at times, just unnecessary. I don't even understand what is the point. Like, we have bigger things to focus on. We have other things that we can concentrate on. Whether my fifth choice forward is lighting up the league is not exactly my sole focus. You get what I'm saying? Am I alone on that, or?
No. But I think you should have started. Your last statement should have been your first statement, because people are forgetting we have 5 attackers, and our top 5 goal contributors are those 5 attackers. It's not like there's 2 midfielder above one of them. It's not like they're years apart. Salah would have scored 12 goals without the pens. Darwin is on 11, no pens. Jota, I think, is on 9 goals, no pens. Diaz is 7 goals, no pens. And Gakpo, 6 goals, no pens. Gakpo is also the leading goal scorer in the only trophy we won so far. The point I'm trying to say is we have 5 strikers, and that is the order in which you're scoring. If you're going to beat any one of them down for any reason, think about the reason I'm beating Salah down. He doesn't get involved in the game as much, but turns up with a goal. Fair. What are you going to say about Gakpo? He's too slow. He's not aggressive enough, but he still got the top score in a cup competition. So that's the same thing as Salah. You can say he's not aggressive enough. When we need him, he's turned up. Look at Diaz. In games when I talk about dry 12 men, maybe like where you're at in Arizona, where the desert is dry, bro.
Right.
The game is dry, bro. And Diaz is the only drizzle of rain we've gotten of excitement. Kind of like Ben Dork-esque, where he'll skin a man and give you something to cheer about. Darwin Núñez, glaring goal scoring opportunity. You're like on your feet. He skies it. All of our strikers and attacker have something about him. It's just like, Jota forces his way through nothing and bags a goal. You're like, yo, Jota is a bagman. All 5 of them has a stick you can beat him with. I don't like when people just get hung up on one and then let it slide for the other play. Like, you can't tell me Gakpo isn't aggressive enough. He's this, he's that, he's too calm. Whatever. Bro, the guy is playing all over the place. He's the most unsettled player in the 5 attackers we have. Jota know what his role is coming on in the attack is. Gakpo is like, the manager's like, yo, Gakpo, I can use you here. It's not like, yo, Gakpo, go and do your thing. He's never gotten that free leash to go and do it the way Diaz had. So I think there should be more smoke for Diaz, because Diaz is the specialist in his position. Salah is the specialist in his position. Núñez is left, right, all over the place. Jota, left, right, all over the place. Gakpo is literally just the benefit of the team. So I don't think it's fair. Our scapegoats, plural, or the guys that's all over the place versus the solidified guys like the left wing and the right wing. Those guys don't really shift about. And they're not putting in a shift and light in the place of light. So that's why I don't feel like these criticisms are fair, man. And listen, our top 5 scorers or our 5 forwards, that's all you can ask for, 12. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah. No, I'll let Brian give his side of it too. My quick statement is, you know what? You can say our forwards have been pretty much are the tip of the spear for us. But I mean, look, our midfield has scored. I think our midfield scored more goals this year than any of our midfields for the past 5 years. I would say probably. I'd have to double check that the stat, but we're getting very close to that. I would assume. I mean, McAllister's got goals, multiple goals. Like guys, Dom's got goals. Even Endo's got goals. You know what I mean? Curtis has got goals. Elliott's got goals. Like that wasn't really the case when it came to the other midfields of the past, which was more of the work engine than it was another option at scoring. That was at least my perception. Brian, do you have something you want to say to what the Colonel just said, or you have your own thought?
Well, on the Gakpo stuff, hey, look, sometimes what happens is you end up in a little position where you're not a big fan of a certain player and you don't think he's all that. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing you know, the Twitter hate mob go nuts on it. Mm-hmm. And you find out, like you're just telling me there, like this guy is getting pelters on Twitter. So when someone like me that might not just kind of not fancy a player massively echoes that opinion, you get thrown in with the Twitter hate mob. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm not the kind of guy, like I wouldn't go on Twitter and slag off a footballer. Come on, I don't even follow. Like I don't use Twitter to follow football. I gave that up years ago because it's awful. So I don't really know. Like he's a guy that I think is very much up for grabs when it comes to the clean slate with the new manager. There's a couple of players that I think are really kind of on the table when it comes to a new manager, purely in terms of tactics, style, players he wants. I think Gakpo is one of them. I think Gravenberch is another one. I think Robbo is another one. And I think that's maybe about it, really. But I think those three guys are players who I wouldn't, be just I'm not going to like faint and have a heart attack if they got sold in the summer. They decided to move on because new manager, new players, and I think Gakpo and Gravenberch were very much Klopp signings. I think Gravenberch was very much a Klopp project. Mm-hmm. He chased them for 2.5 years. Finally got his man. Might not be the next man's taste. Gakpo, he's the kind of guy that a new manager can come in and go, wow, what a player. I'm going to build my front line around him. He can do everything I like him. Or another manager come in and go, yeah, that's not my style of player. I want this, I want that. He's too versatile. I want a specialist here. I want that. You can get me 50.
We don't really have a lot of specialists though, Brian.
No, but this is the new guy. See, this is why I'm reluctant to talk about a lot of stuff because we don't know who the new manager is.
No. I'm not talking from that perspective. I'm talking about from the perspective where you're saying as far as specialists. Like, if we're gonna say Luis Diaz is a left wing specialist, for a specialist, bro, he's not really good at his job. Because what is a left wing's job? And that's it.
No, we're not going. We are not.
No. We're not going into 12. Allow me to traverse. Allow me to
breaking
traverse.
Up, Subi.
Yeah.
12, will you hear me? All right.
I know. It's after Mike. We can't hear you.
Okay, let me traverse. Let me trust me to traverse. Right. So I broke out there. It's fine. You didn't hear that. What I'm trying to say is specialists, right? We don't really have as many specialists as we would think at a certain level. Hence the reason for the Salah narrative at times, because if you're a right-wing specialist, there's things that a right-wing specialist does very well. Number 9, that's a specialist. There's a certain level that guy... A specialist number 9 is a guy you give him one chance at the 89th minute, he tucks it in, you don't have to worry. Specialist is not something we have a plethora of in the squad. What we have more of is utility men. So to your point, Brian, I'm more interested to see which one of these utility men gets stayed on and how much of these so-called specialist guys we move on. Because I think Robbo is a left back specialist. I think Simi,
100%.
yeah, but I think Simicast is more of a left side flexible guy. I think Simi's more flexible on the left than Robbo. So
I said that from day one. Bravo isn't one of these guys who's going to get to 32 and start playing centre back. He's only a left back.
So that's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
So Brian, so to your point is, if the next manager wants only specialists, bro, some of these specialists ain't gonna be what he used anyway.
Well,
I think there's more of a chance for the utility guys to stay.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to kind of. I was kind of being general, but I just mean if he came in and said, "Yeah, I get, he gives you options." Like I don't see us. Like we've only just signed these guys. I don't see us selling them. Really, I don't see us selling Gakpo very much. But I'm just trying to open up my mind because I know new manager means new players. It means players in, players out. We have a really top quality squad. I wouldn't sell any of them really, but I'm just trying to say let's. Just football, a new manager comes in, you need to trade, open up a few avenues, sell a bit, buy a bit. And they're just one or two of the people that on my list is like, if anyone, well, maybe it would be those guys. Because but it wouldn't be that I'd be putting them out there on the auction block at all.
Okay. No, I asked, there was a question for Zabiri, and also I was asking this question to Pops and the chat as well about this question. I know we're going a little bit into extra time. We're going to be ending again in like next 4 or 5 minutes here. But
is there a question for me?
Sometimes you get into a really good, interesting conversation. Don't want to stop it. The question for you was, I'll start with you then. This was the question. He says, name that number 9, please, because the Cyborg is the best in the Prem, and he don't do that one chance thing.
This is Bayesian Pops, bro. I don't know how Bayesian Pops and these men consume football. Here's the thing: best is by a metric that you measure him on. So if you're saying best because he's the most, has the most goals, having the most goals doesn't mean you're the best, bro. That just means you have the most goals. That's literally all that means. Having a complete forward doesn't mean he's going to be the best player in the world. So a specialist is a guy you can rely on. There's players in the league who gets less chances and convert them on a higher rate than Haaland. Does that mean he's the best striker? No, it doesn't. Same thing goes for Harry Kane. He was the best striker in the league for about 5 years, and he has no trophies. So the best, all I said was a specialist. I didn't say he had to be the best guy.
I know.
All I said was,
he's going to ask you. He's saying,
most prolific then? Prolific? No, let's be honest, bro. Haaland numbers before
stop
City.
Dancing, name the player. Name the players.
No. It's not about dancing, bro. Like, you, man, are moving the goalposts from what I said. You mentioned Haaland. I didn't. I just said you want a specialist guy. A specialist is a guy. This is what I said. A specialist is a guy who you give him one opportunity, he's tucking it away. I never said Haaland was a specialist. You brought Haaland to the table. Haaland numbers before.
No, he's asking that who is that number 9?
Yeah, but he did.
Who's that number? Who's that number 9 specialist?
Who's the number 9?
You're saying there's a specialist. If Haaland's not that guy, okay, cool.
I never said there is one. I said if the guy wants a specialist, he would want a guy who can do that. I never said there was a guy.
I'm asking, do you know of a guy? Yeah, I think him.
Do I know of a guy? Nah, bro. Yeah. Why would I? I'm not on the getting Nunes out. I'm just saying, based on the metric that you're looking for, when Brian said, and people, you have to stay with the conversation and don't take things out of context. Brian was talking about utility guys versus specialists. That's what the conversation is. It's not about who is that guy then. Because if that's what you want, but why would you only want a specialist in one area of the field if you want specialists in all positions? So, no, I don't know of the guy because I don't watch other leagues. I don't watch Bundesliga. I don't watch La Liga. I don't watch.
Is there anyone in the Prem then?
But Zubi, I really did just use it as a loose phrase in terms of like you might.
But that's what I'm saying, Brian.
I wasn't saying he wants specialists. Yeah, and I fully agree with you. I've said that we have loads of non-specialist guys up front. We have loads of guys who can play left, centre,
Bro,
left,
there
centre.
is not a lot of
And-
specialists left out there, and that's what I want to get to, Brian. People are taking the
You're right.
conversation.
Yeah, I
out
just
of
don't want to
context.
go too
There's
deep on
not
how
a lot
they're
of
by
specialists.
But I
No.
Go
yeah,
out
no,
there in the
what-
world and
okay.
find me a specialist. There's none.
Okay, well, maybe
Yeah,
I should have
Mo
said
Salah.
maybe he would want a player that would be more suited to what he did. Yeah,
That's my specialist. Mo Salah.
Saka and Elise look like left wing specialists as well, but I wouldn't put them above Salah. My guy there, Tony, looks like a specialist, but it would be a gamble to take to bring him in because you won't bench him if he's scoring in every game and your main guy ain't, because you then have to sell your main guy. So
Right.
it'll be a gamble, but Tony for me looks like the closest thing to a specialist, but he's at Brentford. So what stick are we gonna measure him with?
I don't.
But I'm
I
not
don't
saying,
know.
but I
don't know.
wouldn't
Yeah, I
trade
wouldn't put Tony
Nunes
as
for him.
specialist, but I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, man, I mean, I would say Haaland is a prolific striker because before City, Haaland scored more goals than games played. It's only since he went to City that number dropped, but no one is going to bring that up. City is actually not utilizing him in a very good way.
All right. Let's before we get into like Ivan Tony, and before we get into, I know Lucho was looming out there. I know the Lucho conversation wants to be brought in another time. Hopefully we can have Zabiri back again. I know Zabiri's a very, very, busy guy. But you're always welcome here, brother. I appreciate you coming on to onto the show today. Didn't take all it was. I guess maybe once you saw the Salah and it just like you're like, oh yeah, time.
No,
to eat.
you know. To be fair, I always see you live, and I always do want to jump in, and I'm just like, man, I don't know, if I should hit him up or not, and then I'll just get carried away in another task or something like that, man.
Always welcome.
So now I know I got my jersey. I'll be running out still. Man saying sell Zabiri, nah, bro. Bro, I've only played 15 minutes, man. Let me try me the cup competitions, man. Jesus.
Zabiri's our specialist. Zabiri's our specialist. That's it.
Zabiri.
Listen, bro, don't sack the guy running the numbers, man. Trust me, the number is numbering.
No, but Zabiri, what's in the tank?
What's in the tank?
Have you got to your right? Have you got reptiles or snakes or what you got in that thing?
Reptiles, yeah. He's got
Brian,
reptiles.
you didn't know?
Yeah.
No, I got two leopard geckos, vinegaroon, and two whipless scorpion. And I might put a fish tank right here, but I'm still researching the fish tank. I'm big into insects.
Research, do some serious research because fish tanks are not easy. And if you ever go on holiday or go on vacation, as we say here in America, good luck.
I don't take holidays, so that might be good. But no, I won't put fish in there. I'll put the fire shrimp. Some weird shrimp. Yeah, looks fire still. They got like some neon red. I'm building a red army, man. Yeah, I'm building a red army. So yeah, get some neon shrimps in there with some snails, and then if they get big, I'll just grill them. That's
nice.
kind of the plan.
Okay.
like Homer in The Simpsons, with Pinchy.
That'd be funny.
He kept the lobster and fattened them right up, and at the end, he ate them up.
Basically,
Pinchy.
Watching you raise your next lunch or dinner behind you. Basically,
Pinchy. Do you remember the immortal line? Pinchy would have wanted it that way. Classic. He doesn't share any with the family after they all look at him.
Dude, I tell the family, man. When I'm getting rid of these geckos, man, I'm putting them on a kebab, man. Flip them.
Wow.
Why not?
Wow.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad. I'm hoping that the glass is soundproof so that they don't hear you talking about their future. Their future.
Don't worry. They only speak Spanish. There
you go. Zabiri, do you have anything coming up on any other channels or anything?
Probably just the call-ins on Saturdays. Win, lose, or draw will be over there. I'm not sure if Grizz is going to the game or what he had going on. I'm gonna have to check in with him. I did see him text me, but we're not having it today, I don't think. But yeah, it's just that Ensman TV. If I'm available, I'll jump in. I'm very busy lately. That's why I haven't even hit you up, 12 man, about the thing we talked about.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't really catched a break. So Yeah, nah, man. Just here for the numbers, just here for the
Yeah.
perspective. That's all.
Yeah, the hustle. Keep the hustle going, though. That's what we all. There's nothing wrong with progressing with the hustle. I know that as and I appreciate that you took some time out. Said it was cool because we had three different sides of the story here about what's the future of Salah. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, me and
Brian.
Brian can never line up, Brian, you need to fix up, man. I'm gonna call you the Irishman. You need to fix up, bro. You're too hard, man. You're like this mafia that I gotta come in and convince to give up piece of the territory. Bro, you gotta work with me, Brian, man. Brian is hard, Man. Brian is like, nah, Zoobs,
why he's the Irishman. Why he's the Irishman,
man. So I try real hard, man. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I'm trying all the time to line up with you. I'm always trying to line up with you. But then what you do is you just move to the left. And I'm like, here we go. I've got him on my sights. We're lining up. And then he moves to the right. And I'm like, holy, this guy, what's he going on? So you know what I mean? It's like, if you just stop moving left and right, then we'll line up one day.
All right, so I'm gonna jump out 12. I know you're ending it, but I want to give Brian some consolation. Kelleher. That's where I'll leave it, Brian. I think you can fill in the blanks. Kelleher.
Does he have his highlight reel yet?
Oh, well done. Well done, Irishman.
Kelleher, you can finish the rest, Brian. That's all I came for. 12, I apologize. I didn't just came for Brian to tell him. Kelleher, that's it. Fill in the blanks.
Blessings, Colonel. Thank you.
Big up everyone in the chat, man. Don't sell me just yet.
No, you're the man.
Not yet. No, never. Legends stay. Legends stay. Irishman, do you have something you want to say on the shout out before we allow these people to go on to other destinations if this is not their final?
I don't know. What can I say? Much love to everybody.
Much love. Well, sure. If you guys are out there, please do take care of yourselves so that you can take care of your loved ones. It's important. Life is very fragile, as we all know. So therefore, let's all give the blessings that we can. Shout out to JK. Hope that he's still recuperating and well back on track. Hopefully see.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get the Reds to give him a little bit of a boost in his heart and a boost in all of our heart. But we will be live tomorrow as well. So please do be sure to check out and have that notification bell on. I appreciate everyone, and we will see you on the flip tomorrow. Old Trafford / aka Geriatric Trafford. All right, let's get it.